Look at this swarm of bees. Most people have to take a detour. These two made a fire directly underneath. The whole body is covered with mosquito nets for protection. Pick up the torch and move it up. Just ignore a bee attack. With that stick poking at the hive. This hunk of honey just fell off. There are a lot of larvae in there. One bite was instantly sweet with honey. Next door, there's a row of fish waiting to be grilled. Where are you from here for wilderness survival? This is the place to show off your self-help. It's time for our favorite fan challenge. This time to the wasteland of the Philippines. A hot, wet jungle covered with thorns, plus all kinds of dangerous creatures. I got goosebumps just looking at it. See which warriors are coming to experience it. Bill is on his way to a desert tropical island. Guess he doesn't know what he's getting into. He is a person who likes to make friends. This time with a beautiful woman. I was pretty excited. He often goes camping with his friends, whether it's building a fire or a shelter. Well, that would be nice to have hands. I also have experience in wild hunting. I often set traps to catch small animals to satisfy my cravings. How many times in life can I take part in a challenge? That has to be on camera. Let them know you don't build those muscles for nothing. What's interesting is that his friend also participated in the challenge. They're the ones who signed Bill up secretly. I don't know what's going on with my partner. I hope I'm not holding myself back. Julie is also looking forward to the challenge. Ever since she was a child, she loved going out into the wild. I hone my skills almost every day. I had a hard time getting to show day. Just happened to get divorced from her husband. Mood also plays a part. This time I'm out in the wild. Hopefully there will be a change of heart after the challenge. After all, this is the first time for both sides. Inside, it's a bit of excitement mixed with nervousness. I'll see you at your destination soon. They seem to be doing a pretty good job. There's no problem communicating. It's all about completing the challenge. Bill likes a partner who wants the same thing. Neither of them had ever experienced such heat and humidity. It only took a minute to get sweaty. Julie was pleased to see her teammates' abs. Physical strength is important for survival in the wild. I trust him to cut and move the lumber. I brought the same gear as usual. It's a combination of a machete and a mosquito net, plus a pot and a firearm for the show. That's enough for 14 days in the wilderness for both of us. You can see it on the map. The nearest water source is 4 kilometers away. Just follow the riverbed and you'll find it. After a brief conversation, take action. We just entered the jungle and found animal droppings. Not sure if that's good news or bad news. At least there's no shortage of food. The two walked and talked. All of them have had sad experiences. As much as Bill wants to comfort his partner. But it's too hot out here. It was so hot he wanted to chase the cicadas out of here in 8 steps. Unfortunately, the ground is covered with rubble. A little carelessness can injure the soles of your feet. It hasn't been moving very fast. The body needs water, especially now. Bill used to wonder how tired it would be. It's really exhausting to experience it firsthand. Luckily, the ground got wetter as we walked. The water source should be not far ahead. The two men quickly walked over. Sure enough, I saw a river over there. Bill suggested setting up a shelter nearby, although there are more mosquitoes around. But there are mosquito nets to stop it. Just get the loft bed and the fire. In theory, there's no problem at all. The two men discussed and began to act. Bamboo is a treasure for survival in the wild, whether it's building shelters or making tools. Julie has gathered the materials. Learn how to make fire with a legendary edger. There is no doubt about his strength. Let me show you what it means to make a good teacher. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. The photographer didn't even notice. Looks like there's something to this training. The flame problem has been successfully resolved. Julie felt it was very exciting, much faster than usual in training. Bill's got a lot of bamboo here too. We're going to use the surrounding trees for corner posts, then build a frame out of bamboo. It is covered with bamboo sheets as a platform. Bill didn't build bamboo. It's also a trial and error. Just tie it up tight. Shouldn't have fallen apart in the middle of the night. The water in the pot has boiled. Bill had been feeling a little dizzy. You need to drink more water. I used to work out for hours. Not as hard as it is now. To cool the boiling water down quickly. Cut off a section of bamboo and use it as a container. Let's hope it's worth the extra water. He really didn't want to faint from dehydration. After a short break, I wanted to get back to work. But soon Bill gave up. The body is really not used to heat and humidity. I feel like I'm going to drain the water. Julie couldn't help it. Just drink plenty of water and rest. Bill got worse and worse. Even nausea and retching. Boy, there was a problem in less than half a day. How will you live the rest of your life? Julie had thought there would be problems, but I didn't think it would come so soon. Bill worked slowly, swallowing his pain. Almost every minute or two I work, I stop. Julie suggested a dip in the water to cool it down. There's nothing I can do about it now. Bill had to go over there and try. The shelter had to be Julie's. Drink as much water as you can. Almost a pot of water filled Bill's stomach. Things aren't getting any better, are they? The sun was about to set. The shelter hasn't been secured yet. Julie has to deal with it fast. Give Bill some time to rest. Don't want to lose a teammate in the first place. It's just that she hasn't handled bamboo since. In terms of speed, it's much slower. Bill was afraid his body wouldn't be able to handle it. Can only constantly boil water and drink water. Let the body get better quickly. By nightfall, the loft bed was barely finished. It doesn't look very reliable. I'm afraid of falling apart when I fall asleep. Bill feels much better physically. At least you won't feel like you're retching. At night, the mosquitoes become active. Even covered with mosquito nets won't help. All I can do tonight is close my eyes. I barely made it to dawn. The state of mind is terrible. What did the shelters say about taking care of it today? Sleep deprivation is worse than hunger. Bill is losing nearly 2 liters of water a day. It needs to be balanced between work and hydration. Otherwise, the body just can't handle it. Julie had to bring water back and forth and boil it. Make sure Bill stays hydrated while he's working. My partner didn't make the bamboo cap last night. Naturally, that's all rectified and replaced. It's starting to look a lot better now. There are many fish in the water. You can make a net out of a mosquito net to catch fish. A little protein is also a good choice. Gather vines immediately to make a net. It's not that difficult. Everyone can do it. Bill wanted his partner to succeed. I've been hungry all day. Julie looked carefully into the water. Put the net in slowly. You know what? Easy access to food. Just try a little harder. Enough to see the challenge through. This pool is really nice. Take it back to the heat and cook it immediately. The meat is missing a little bit, but it's better than nothing, you know. A little meat in my mouth can make a whole day. Bill looked calm. Julie's a little embarrassed to be amused. I hope we find more food in the back. The mosquitoes are quite active at night. Does it feel like something's going up there? As much as I want to ignore it and go into a dream. But the reality is... Almost made Julie roll on the floor. Good thing Bill stopped by. You didn't find anything nearby. Don't know what touched your partner. The whole thing is just crazy. Julie thinks it must have been bitten. How else could it be so bad? Only when it's daylight, so we can see what's on it. Turns out I scare myself. It just got caught in the bamboo. Bill was quite speechless about it, but it's understandable. You don't feel safe out there. The effects of sleep deprivation are severe. I still need a better bed. The challenge is only 3 days old. They didn't think it would be that hard. Thought the previous contestants were faking it. You really have to experience it to know. Bill needs plenty of fluids every day. Too much time spent on it. Never got a chance to explore outside. Julie tried to gather more materials, hoping to make the bed more comfortable. The problem is she made these with burrs on them. If you're not careful, you get stuck in your skin. I think this could be acupuncture in bed. Sleep at night did not improve. Bill is the only one who can sleep. Julie kept worrying about something creeping up. I was there all night worrying. Day 4 of the challenge. The bed problem is still unresolved. Julie had a little bit of a breakdown. How does your partner sleep? You have to use better materials. Julie's trying to get the top part off. Bill didn't think it was necessary. Where is it important to sleep to hydrate? Julie spends a lot of time perfecting the bed. The body is already overworked. I'm afraid we're both going to be exhausted. Julie thinks Bill drinks too much. If he can help cut and collect. Just a few clicks and you're done. And I boil it every day. That's where people drink water to survive in the wild. Don't tell me people don't like it. It bothers Julie to see it herself. We have to go to the beach sometime. Otherwise, there's no point in staying. The quality of sleep at night is the same. Julie can't tell if she's awake or dreaming. The challenge is on its fifth day. Bill sleeps like a pig. He couldn't understand why Julie had trouble sleeping. I just want to drink water. Can't get enough of it. Julie doesn't want to be tortured anymore. Tried various methods in bed. It's really not working at all. Julie is going crazy with torture. The challenge is on day 6. If that doesn't solve the sleep problem, Julie had to opt out of the challenge. She thought about giving up because she was hungry. Not thinking about sleep is also a problem. The only thing I can think of is to move. Bill was very resistant to that. Leaving here means no water. What if I get dehydrated? The two men were at odds over this. Julie, his outspoken partner, does not move. Own home. There was no room for negotiation with Bill. What else can we do? Just get out of here for a while. If the new place doesn't work out, come back here. It takes about an hour to go through the jungle. I hope there's something to be gained. Carry as much water as you can before you go. Bill would rather be hungry than dehydrated. The two briefly discuss and distribute the items. Everything is ready to go. We'll just want water there, too, or he would have chosen to come back. The road through the jungle is not easy. Plus, Julie didn't get enough rest. It was a very difficult journey. Most of the time in the sun. You're losing water fast. Bill had to stop for a rest. The body warns and needs water to soothe it. I used to be able to drink water lying down at camp. This is a terrible time to move. I should have sent my partner home. Or blame yourself for being too soft. Julie kept urging, but it annoys Bill to death. Even leave alone first. I don't care what my partner says. She felt that the beach was not far ahead. I'll have plenty of time to rest. Bill didn't answer to Julie. I don't want to embarrass my body. You'll follow when you're well rested. Drink as much water as you can. There's no sign of Julie. Bill had to get up and rush over. With a teammate like that, I'm also quite helpless about this. It took longer than expected. It's finally the beach. Julie almost brought herself to tears. Found a coconut next door, just in time to feed Bill. With all the coconuts in the tree, enough for a couple of days. Doesn't this taste better than that water? Julie made the right bet this time. Lying on the sand is very comfortable. I'm sure I'll sleep well tonight. She can't wait to share it with her partner. Originally, Bill was annoyed by Julie's behavior. It's even more annoying to keep pushing yourself. I was just about to start yelling. I saw Julie collecting a bunch of coconuts. In an instant, it feels like your partner is right. Should have been on the beach a long time ago. Take the machete and say hello to the coconut. The coconut fragrance is so good. It used to be half a pot of water. Now the body reacts with one bite. Sure enough, you need more nutrition. Coconuts are good for you, but it's no substitute for fresh water until we find a new source of water. Julie is willing to go back to the camp every day to fetch water. She doesn't want her partner to go home for her own reasons. Hurry up and decide where to sleep tonight. The shelter will never be built. Just get some big banana leaves and spread them on the floor. As for mosquitoes, we'll have to wait till night to find out. Julie made the bed as comfortable as possible. Plus, the fire radiates heat on one side. You want to get a good night's sleep today. Where does Bill fall asleep? As long as the water supply can be solved. Have nothing to say if it doesn't work out here. No matter how good, I would choose to go back and stay. The two slept comfortably in their new camp. Even have time to enjoy the sunrise together. This is the life Julie wants. All Bill could think about was finding water in the morning, when the water and coconuts from the camp are empty. Don't know what to do. I mean, we're going to fix Julie's sleep problems. But I'm a little dehydrated myself. If you actually go back and fetch water every day, you could really burn yourself out. Both sides were so anxious. Julie also tried to go back alone to fetch water. It's still a long way to go. Take home as much water as you can. A pot of bamboo tubes and coconuts from the beach should be enough for 2 people for a day. It's just a little hard on her body. Bill had flaunted several coconuts while waiting for the water. Julie's carrying at least 20 pounds. This is the hardest part. Partners drink most of the water. I barely made it back to camp. I was so tired that I wanted to lie down and rest at once. I hope Bill saves some of that. Don't drink half the water as soon as she gets back. Do you know how tiring it is to fetch water? Bill couldn't listen. Your body needs water. I told you not to come over here. So dehydrated now. Quantification will only make the body worse. The more they talked, the more excited they became. If the photographer wasn't watching, I'm afraid they're going to do something to each other. Julie's falling out of love with Bill. A pot of water in 4 bamboo buckets. I can only drink one of them. Not even a handful of coconuts. Keep this up and we'll all finish. Unless we can find a water source nearby. Otherwise, the problem will only continue. Julie didn't want to continue the argument. Ask for bamboo and try to sing a well. No one can deprive themselves of sleep. There's no way she's going back to where she was. I found a place that was relatively wet. Hopefully we can squeeze some water out of the dried up rivers. The good news is there's water down there. The bad news is seawater. I guess we have to look deeper. At the beginning of the training, Edger told her to believe in herself. Sometimes intuition is more accurate than experience. So Julie went around looking for fresh water to dig a well. Not even a little wet. I fought to stay on the beach. All Bill wants now is to find more coconuts to stay alive. He was ready for no fresh water. It takes at least 7 or 8 coconuts a day. Wondering if I should go back to my old camp alone. Julie has been digging for days without seeing any water. Instead, he shut himself up. Now go back to fetch water every day, where you can't sleep back there. After some confusion, Julie had to admit that Bill was right. If we had worked harder to perfect the shelter, maybe you wouldn't have to come over here looking for water. It's a little overwhelming. I want to go home and cry right now. Why is there such a thing as a gray market? Looks like he's not too dehydrated. Why all that in one day? Still not willing to give up this side of the beach anyway. I bet all my hopes on this well. Quit the challenge and go home. The more Julie dug, the wetter she felt. I'm sure there's fresh water down there. You can already see there's water coming. Page Bill right away. Now we have this well water. You don't have to go back and get water every day. Next, just make sure it's not contaminated. Bill can drink as much as he wants. Go straight back to the boil and see. As long as there's nothing wrong with you, then this challenge is secure. Both were tasting well water. I think it tastes great. Better than the water I've been drinking. That was the first time Bill ever showed a smile. You can imagine how important this water is. The relationship between the two men has thawed. Now that the water problem has been solved, it's time to focus on finding food. The challenge continued on the 8th day. The two finally have the energy to explore the jungle. See if you can find any animal traces. Bill needs to show off his hunting skills. I found a hive on the way. It's scary to watch from above. If you get stung too much, your body can't handle it. Honey and larvae are in there. Now I'm going to get it when I don't know what. Bill wants to go straight up with a stick. Julie doesn't think it's safe. I'm sure I'll be attacked by bees. The suggestion is to smoke the bees away with fire. Protect yourself with mosquito nets. Gary got stung earlier trying to get honey. Almost sent him away. This hive is a lot more dramatic. You have to be ready to do it. The challenge is on its 9th day. It happens to be Julie's birthday. She had only one wish, and that was to eat honey. A lot of mental preparation for this. Work out a plan for how to get the honey. First, make a long torch. Close smoking drives bees away. And then Julie went in and grabbed the honey. Torches are made of many materials. I mean, it's pretty good to be casual. Mosquito nets are only used to protect the body. I wonder why you don't use a net to catch it. And find a place to smoke the bees. Is that supposed to be safer? What do you survival heroes think is the best way to do this? Anyway, they're already on the move. Mr. Fire is always ready to smoke. Julie began to put on her mosquito net protective clothing. Mainly the head can't be stung. Easy toxin on the brain into life-threatening. You can see that the bottom of the hive has emerged, proving that there is a way to smoke. Julie lit the torch and went into action. A lot of bees scattered at the touch. For now, mosquito nets provide a little protection. The torch is too hot to carry. Can only take turns to pick up and smoke away. There's no way to take the whole thing. Julie tried to get a piece off with a stick. Still a little weak in strength. Bill just grabbed it and got it off. The bees immediately went crazy and attacked. They were stung several times as fast as they hid. Temporary line to a safe position. Clean the sting off your body, even under the protection of mosquito nets. You're still getting stung where you should be. Julie felt a burning pain. The funny thing is Bill is fine. I don't have any luck with that. But it's worth it to get the honey. Such a big piece of honey. It's probably the biggest show yet. Enough for both to fuel the rest of the challenge. I'm afraid Julie's going to have a problem with the sting. Bill took down a piece of honey to share. One bite is filled with honey in no time. And there are larvae in there. That's good protein. It's been a long time. Finally a good meal. There's a big piece of beehive over there waiting to be eaten. Honey and larvae give off an attractive smell. You get bored if you didn't eat too much. I just want to put it all in my stomach. When all this is gone, and we can get the rest of the hive off, I'm sure I can make it to the end of the challenge. Bill seems to be using some larvae as bait to catch fish. The little life is getting better and better. The challenge is on its 10th day. You're still a little short on protein if you just eat the larvae. Julie went back to the old camp to look. Although the water level has dropped without seeing big fish. But there's something to be gained from the effort. I didn't know it was that easy. If the quality of fish is not enough, it has to be quantity. I envy someone who catches an eel. They can only eat some small fish to satisfy their cravings. Put it on the fire and roast it. It's been a long time since I smelled that meat. My mouth was watering. They kept stuffing the fish into their mouths. This is what wilderness survival looks like. The challenge continues on day 11. We're still some distance from the extraction point. They need to discuss their plans ahead of time. It'll take a long time if we go around. It's much faster to go straight over the sea, like all the other runners left on a raft. There's more bamboo on this side. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with the raft. The two men sprang into action. It took 3 days to set up. The finished product looks good. Don't know how to use it. There are still a lot of dangerous creatures in the sea. Half his body in the water. Anything's possible, you know. We'll just have to take it one step at a time tomorrow. Like now you can eat some coconuts whole. All I need is a long stick and a noose. Put it on top of the coconut and pull it down. Except for getting smashed. It's easy to get coconut water. The two enjoy their last night in the wilderness. The mood was quite exciting. It was a really amazing experience. Before you know it, the last day has come. The two were ready to go at any moment. The target is that little limestone platform over there. Bamboo rafts can bring a lot of buoyancy, though, but you can't avoid being in the water. The speed of the row is not very fast. It took them almost 4 hours to get here. My whole body is so sore. Saw the show boat coming. The hanging heart can finally be put down. I have to say, this is a pretty strong fan base. The ability to go hungry and get food. That's better than most players. Hopefully, they'll come back for more challenges. I wonder what other gods are coming. Let's look forward to it. The worst thing about surviving in the wild is going hungry. If you had a mosquito net in your hand, I'm not sure I'll catch the big fish. I've been taking care of my whole body every day. Strive for beauty in front of the camera without dead ends. Dude, are you here to make a vase? In fact, she is usually a wilderness survival enthusiast, not weak in strength and skill. It took Allison 10 years to learn. This challenge is the best test. See if you can complete the challenge with your partners. She's pretty happy with her body. You have to be charming in front of the camera. And Jenny, not so much. Fear of the unknown environment. I wasn't thinking about it. I don't think I'm qualified yet. But the husband has always encouraged himself. He's taken part in challenges before, gave a lot of useful advice. That's what made me decide to participate. What kind of spark are they already looking forward to? It's customary to see what the gear is first. Real name is recommended to use. Jenny uses a firearm to start fire. There aren't many trees around. Gather the materials if you have a knife. Stephen draws on his own experience of many challenges. The itinerary is already planned by map. Now move with your thighs. I don't care if there's a lot of vegetation here. There are so many thorns lurking. No matter how experienced Stephen is, you can't avoid them all, while enduring the thrill of thorns, while sharing wilderness survival tips with your partner. The more Jenny listened to it, the more frightened she became. I don't think the challenge is for me. Allison was very excited. She loves being in close contact with nature. Backpacks used to be full of food. One more tent is enough. Nothing now. This is the right way to open up for wilderness survival. under the leadership of Stephen. Soon everyone came to more dense areas. It's getting closer and closer to the destination. Tortured by heat and humidity, I feel dehydrated and faint at any moment. There's a stream just up ahead. Walk along here to get to your destination faster. That's a long walk to start with. We got materials to gather and work on. I'm really tired just thinking about it. Up there is a natural cave. It's a lot drier than I thought. Clean up the area and make a fire. I'm sure I'll sleep well tonight. Allison was worried about snakes emerging. Stephen says snakes are good. How long are you going to be hungry? That makes the cave all the more satisfying. It turns out, even if you're prepared, it's still scary when you actually face it. The best way to overcome fear, that is to fill up and go to bed. So we'll explore the neighborhood later. Stop thinking about those wolf cries. I don't know how lucky I am to be attacked. Not to mention Stephen. I'm sure we can protect everyone. It's still some distance from the pond. It's worth a little time. I'm afraid I'll get lost in the jungle. Jenny was not well rested to begin with. Now it's a long journey. The body is just a little overwhelmed. I had to stop and wait for her. As things stand now, it's going to take a little more time to get there. Jenny walked slowly though, but I still put up with it. I see a stream over here. Found a lot of fish in it. Maybe we can get something to eat here first. Take the mosquito net and put in the water. Just a few minutes of stillness. And when I brought it up again, it was a harvest. Such a tiny fish. Nothing to deal with. Jenny can just swallow it. The taste is really bad, but a little energy boost would be nice. Try a little harder here. Try to get one for everyone. It just so happens I got two little fish. The weather is getting hotter and hotter now. Water replenishment is particularly needed. The body can't take any more exploring. Stephen decided it was time to go back. I got enough fish for today anyway. What else can my teammates do? Can only get up to calm the emotions. No wolf is going to charge. There's fire and there's Stephen. It'll scare the wolves away, despite what my teammates say. But Jenny was still shivering. You're going to drive yourself crazy. Day 3 of the challenge. Jenny hardly slept. Spent the whole night worrying about being attacked by wolves. She doesn't know why anyone else can sleep. Is it really too sensitive? Both mentally and physically, they're all getting closer to the edge of their limits. The most important thing now is to get food. Explore the pond again. Bring a pot full of water. We also prepare materials for the fire. Whenever the food is ready, it can be cooked. They also found many birds in the trees. These are high-quality grain reserves. From time to time, you can hear squirrels. There's plenty of food around, though, but not many are within range. Can only look deeper into the jungle. The good news is we found a copperhead, arguably the most common venomous snake in the area. One bite is enough to poison an adult. Jenny looked afraid to approach. Stephen and Allison are very excited. I kept telling Jenny to get over her fear. Tell her to grab a stick and control the snake's head. Allison immediately stepped forward to apply the knife. You just have to master your hunting skills. Even the most venomous snake can be safely taken down. You can cook this in a minute. Stephen also sent his best wishes. It's a sign of courage. I hope things get better and better. Put that way, Jenny didn't feel very good. If Stephen hadn't been there, I don't want to touch it at all. Stephen saw this as a chance to overcome his fears, forcing Jenny to hold the snake. Her whole being was very resistant. Stand up all the hair on your body. Anyway, let's get rid of the snake, okay? Stephen remembered his first challenge 10 years ago. Just as clumsy as they are. Where could it be handled so smoothly as now? I used to eat my heart alive. It's a really subtle feeling. Eat a heart alive again today to celebrate. I hope I can come again in the future. Snake meat really smells good when heated. Allison and Jenny are both tasting it for the first time. True to the word, crunchy chicken. Unfortunately, there is so little meat to be had. Put it in your mouth and taste it carefully. Chew each bite several times. Jenny doesn't usually eat much meat, does she? I've really pushed myself since I got here. It's a lot to do for a challenge. Jenny felt very wrong after eating the snake meat. My stomach is already churning. Such a state cannot be explored further. Just go back to camp and rest. Jenny has been in a state of restlessness. The fear of wolves at night. Now, there are gastrointestinal problems. Steph knows every contestant who comes to the challenge will go through such trials, not mentally overcoming fears to face challenge and go home. Stephen felt he had done his best. Still didn't make it to the end with Jenny. Allison wasn't surprised she left. He's been out of his element from the start. It's only a matter of time before you quit the challenge and go home. I'm also relieved. No need to share the load later. He'll have an easier time with Stephen. Jenny thinks she's still too raw. I need to go back and learn more from my husband. I hope I can come back for another challenge. So Jenny left with the director. I came here expecting all kinds of problems. It just doesn't take into account the fear of unfamiliar situations. So the mentality is not good. You have to practice more. When Jenny left, it was just Stephen and Allison. The departure of a companion is sad, but it'll be easier without her. There's still a chance of completing the challenge. Allison felt the same way. Without Jenny in the way, she's a better match for Stephen. I am very confident that I can complete the challenge. It depends on getting enough food. Day 9 of the challenge. The two men looked for food along the running water. Based on years of wilderness survival experience, he didn't find it filling. In this way, I came to the 12th day. We've explored the area. Resources are insufficient for 2 people to complete the challenge. Stephen suggested moving to the other side of the pond. Allison was worried about the lack of food. We'll have to build shelters. My legs are weak just thinking about it. Stephen told his partner to relax. If there's no food in that area, he went straight to the show and complained. Allison was skeptical. Let's just hope everything goes well. Otherwise, it's just going to get worse and worse. After a day of rest adjustment, Stephen can't wait to move. There is no meat to eat these days. The whole person that is haggard a lot. Pack up and head to the pond. I thought about going there before. It's just Jenny wasn't feeling well at the time. Didn't make it to the pond a couple of times. I thought it was going to go well. I didn't think it would rain until I moved. I don't know if it's bad luck or bad luck. It's too late to go back now. Just keep going through the rain. Allison was a little overwhelmed. The challenge was harder than expected. Fortunately, the rain didn't last long, but the temperature has dropped quite a bit. Can only be warmed by the heat of walking. Now, it's not just a physical test, or the constant pressure on the spirit. The average person would not dare to continue the challenge. It took about 2 hours. At last, we are on the side of the pond. It's a lot bigger than I thought. If we can take advantage of what we have here, Allison is confident that she can meet the challenge. All that matters now is getting the shelter ready. They wouldn't bet on it raining during the night. This is a nice spot up front. It can be built with a little cleaning. Stephen is going to get some water first. It looks like a good place for animals to live. He's confident he can fill his stomach here. It's when the wood is wet all around. It's not easy to keep a fire going, even with Steph being such an experienced player. Plus, there's thunder in the sky. You don't know how you're going to survive tonight. Stephen tried his best to build a fire. I want everything I can use. Stephen missed his old cave very much. Everything is fine except that there is no meat to eat. We can't keep thinking about the gnats. We don't have time to get the shelter ready. Let's take a more classical structure. The materials chosen are thinner saplings. It'll be a lot easier to collect and carry. It was done in a moment. As long as there's no big storm, this shelter will last until the challenge is over. It's much more comfortable lying down now. The challenge continues on the 15th day. Stephen finally had time to look around. His slingshot is starving. Allison stayed behind to gather firewood. If all goes well, the fire should smell of meat today. Stephen's feeling a lot of pressure, just to keep an eye on the fire. I'm almost exhausted, for fear of being extinguished because of their negligence. It's really going to be overwhelming. The rain shows no sign of stopping. The wet wood could hardly hold the fire. The flame, though, is getting weaker and weaker. Can only pray that the partner will be back soon. Stephen is on his own right now. I've been shivering with the cold. Fortunately, the rain didn't last forever. Allison is trying to calm down. As long as it keeps the fire alive, there's still a chance it'll burn again. Stephen's side finally made it back to the shelter. Caught nothing after a busy day. Instead, you're breaking your body down. You can still stay close to the fire. We're going to have to rethink our survival plan. The hunt was just not meant to be. Why don't you help me gather some more firewood? At least I get a good night's sleep. I hope Allison's body can handle it. If even she pulls out of the challenge, then Steven's visit won't mean much. The roof was also replaced with larger blades to prevent rain. Now, let's call a storm. I can still hold it off a little bit. Allison did her best to meet the challenge. Are ready to starve. Didn't expect to find a turtle on Steven's side. Seriously suspect the show put it there. How else could it have happened? Now the mood is very excited. We're going to have to cook this up a bit later. Allison saw Steven coming back with the turtle. The saliva is almost left. I have no heart for work now. I just want to get rid of this turtle. Just point the knife at the gap. Go a little deeper. I can crack the shell open. There's not a lot of meat in there. Just put it in the pan and cook it slowly. After a period of waiting, I can finally taste something I haven't seen for a long time. Steven felt full of power now. I could do push-ups all night. Allison was blushing a little when she heard it. It's just not that day. It began to rain again towards the end of the day. Fortunately, the shelter was upgraded early. Otherwise, we'd be worrying about the fire right now. The only downside is the rain will blow in. The ground is wet and hard to sleep on. The situation continued until dark and did not improve. Barely enough to cuddle up against a fire. The challenge came on day 16. Washed away by rain and cold. My body is still shivering with cold. Steven has done so many challenges. Each faced torrential rain. Throw him in the desert next time. I really don't want to experience another storm. It's the first time Allison's faced such a hostile environment and maintain a healthy mental state. You can see how much exercise she does. The turtle guts from yesterday can be used as bait. If only we could catch a big fish. It wasn't really that hard. Just finding the right branches to trim. Then you can use the mosquito net to tie and weave. Turtle innards smell pretty good. Just pack it up a little bit and put it inside. Such a big pond. You can't have a little fish without one. Drop the net into the water, and the long wait began. You can see there are still fish in the water. The two men stared at them. One can't resist the temptation to eat the bait. Allison remained still for a long time. The muscles had begun to tremble slightly. Whenever she wants a replacement, Steven told her the fish were coming. Concentrate immediately on the surface of the water. The moment the big fish enters the net, lift the net with force immediately. And there's nothing in it. Are you sure it's a real fish? Seeing that it was getting late, I had to go back to rest first. Steven was up all night thinking about how to get food. Net skimming has a lot of potential. I should catch the fish. Allison was just a little bit off. I'll have to do it myself next time. But then again, the weather is extremely cold. It never used to be that cold in the snow. It's because I'm not cold. Or is it too wet and cold in here? I just couldn't sleep all night. You want to bury people in a fire to keep them warm. The physical condition of the two is getting worse and worse. Steven kept giving his partner chicken soup. Never mind whether it works or not. Listen. Go to the pond and study it immediately. Where is it easier to get the fish? The net is good to use. It's just that the wait is a little long. Day 21 came at last. We're still some way from the extraction point. We need to get through the jungle to the ridge. The two were ready to go. Just watch out for hidden snakes on the road. Other problems are not so big. At a steady pace towards the ridge. It's been a pretty smooth ride. Just a rock, that's a straight down. Nothing can stop them from going home. It was not long before we reached the evacuation point. Although Steven wasn't able to lead everyone through the challenge. But at least I didn't come here alone. Allison's strength is worthy of recognition. Hope to see her again next time for the challenge. Let's see what other gods come along to be able to fill your stomach. These guys are really tough. Set up a dock right in crocodile territory. Talk about fishing. I think he was fishing for alligators. They even eat iguanas. It's said to taste better than crocodile when roasted. Do you understand, brother, to tell me? Is it a Rayol Crunch chicken flavor? Legendary player Lara is back in the wilderness. Those of you who regularly watch my videos should know that. Her strength is fearsome. Complete multiple challenges in extreme environments. It's like coming home now, no matter what kind of partner the show has. Have the confidence to fly them to complete the challenge. this time in the Yucatan jungles, covered with all kinds of strange flowers and grasses. All kinds of dangerous creatures lurk. Plus, it's rainstorm season. Mosquitoes are also very active. That's a lot to be around. Justin's first impression of the challenge. A little too many mosquitoes. He stings before he gets out of the car. This is like nothing I've ever seen in the jungle. He's really looking forward to what's going to happen in the challenge. As soon as we reach our destination, we're in a hurry to unbind ourselves. Be confident about your body. It has to be shown on camera. And Malik is a lot more nervous. He really didn't expect to be chosen. It was unprepared for the challenge. I'm sure the show didn't find a match. Very reluctant to get out of the car, ready to challenge. I feel like he's already thinking about when to go home. Look at the relaxation in someone else's Laura. She came over here to talk straight. Is to help your partner complete the challenge. How hard can 21 days be? Soon Justin and Malik were reunited. They thought it was a boy band. I'm sure I can handle the challenge. Just meet naked in the wild. The atmosphere was somewhat awkward. Justin doesn't think Malik has any flesh on him. I don't think we can starve ourselves to the end. We need to talk about how to live, okay? Survival tools are right next door. Let's go over there and see what we got. Laura has a surprise for her partners. Justin and Malik were ready to leave. I didn't expect another contestant to show up. Not to mention the legendary Laura. They were so excited. With a seasoned survival spirit like Laura, I can stay for 21 days. Laura's a little embarrassed to be flattered by her partner. I still have a lot to learn. I hope everyone can complete the challenge together. Justin thought it was a safe challenge. This can't be a whole bonfire party. What's interesting is that Laura and Malik both carried knives. Lucky Justin had a mosquito net. You can use them as fishing nets to catch fish. There must be enough for them in terms of tools. According to the map, there's only one water source nearby. It belongs to the cenote pool. The food in the water is quite abundant. One of the most enticing is surely the crocodile. If I can catch one, enough to feed 3 people for days. Try to get to the water source before dark. And take care of the shelter. It's almost 4 kilometers. The 3 were walking and chatting. Get to know each other. It's not easy to get through the thick jungle. The ground was covered with thorns. You can hurt your feet if you're not careful. Even with Laura's experience, you have to be careful in this environment. She's a little curious about why her partners are challenging her. You know, Malik actually likes the outdoors. Have a unique understanding of wilderness survival. It's just a little hard being naked. There's also the problem of not getting fat on your own. The metabolism is much higher than average. I'm sure you'll faint without enough food. I don't think much of him anyway. Justin doesn't have a lot of survival experience. But be a fighter. The ability to bear hardships is a strong package. I like to enjoy nature. He considers himself a talented player. I intend to use my ability to start to complete the challenge. The last thing the jungle needs is food. You can hear birds all the time. Laura was happy with the 2 partners. At least you know something about wilderness survival. It's a little easier to lead on your own. There are no problems so far. The journey was very smooth. And don't forget to gather some usable materials. Whether this challenge can be successfully completed, a lot of it depends on Laura's experience. After a long journey, I finally got to the cenote. Laura had tried before without a water source. I really wanted to quit the challenge. Where could you be so happy? It's not just the water problem that's solved here. Don't worry about running out of food yet. Now we just need to find a place to set up shelter. Look up there and see what's going on. The only downside is the storm. They don't have much time to build shelters. It's a good thing there's a flat terrain. You can use it with a little cleaning. The 4 surrounding trees serve as support points. Take care of the roof first. The wall can be treated later. After a brief discussion, the 3 people immediately took action. Thunder can already be heard. The temperature has dropped significantly. Good thing we got 2 machetes working. It's a little more efficient to cut and collect wood. But the rain doesn't wait. The temptation to get wet on the first day. I was afraid of hypothermia and being carried away. The rain shows no sign of abating. The body was shivering with cold. The worst thing is that the surrounding materials are soaked. Even if the shelter is built, they also have trouble making fires to sustain them. Just cuddling for warmth tonight. Laura's an old player and she can handle it. It was the first time the other two had encountered such a scene. The mood was getting very low. The complaints never stopped. I can't keep my eyes open from the rain. That's a terrible way to start. I just wanted to say hello to the whole family. Don't you want to check the weather before the challenge begins? I'm afraid of a sudden lightning strike. Palm leaves are fine to collect. This shelter is a real headache. Malik's trying to wire up the frame. Looks like some of it's weak enough to collapse. Is this really going to work on palm leaves? Laura thinks it might as well be a ramp. It can shorten the time to set up. It also prevents rain from accumulating and causing a collapse, even though Malik didn't build it well. But quickly adjust your mindset and start again. Laura thinks that's what the team wants to see. I'm going to collect some leaves from the ground. We have to try and make a fire. How else is your body supposed to hold up at night? Everyone is working hard to build shelters. Things are looking up. The rain shows no sign of stopping. Fortunately, the body has adapted to the temperature. The driest material available should be the front of a dead palm tree. It should be fine with its own firearm. We got about an hour before dark. Collect as much as you can. No one wants to spend the night in cold and wet conditions. I brought it back if it was a little dry. The firearm can barely make a spark. Try to maintain it very carefully. The material in question is too wet. It's hard to get the flame going. Fortunately, they didn't give up. I've been trying and trying and trying. Finally, the fire was lit. The rain stopped at night. The three were finally able to lie down and rest. Laura fell a little off to the start. They were able to overcome and complete the camp. As long as it stays that way. Don't talk about staying 21 days. For 60 days, no questions asked. The first night was very exciting. If you didn't, you'd think it was a party. We're going to collect more firewood tomorrow and see if there's any food. The number of mosquitoes out there is exaggerated. If it wasn't for the mosquito net, I'm afraid they're about to be sucked dry as self-help. But mosquitoes still get in. No one got a good night's sleep. The next day came in a daze. Now he's got bites all over him. Even now, there are mosquitoes close by. They were so itchy that they didn't want to work. Justin even cut his hand. It was the kind of thing Laura feared most. I've seen too many players leave with injuries. Even a small wound in the wild. Once it gets infected, it's a big problem. This is where field knowledge is important. Tree bark contains many anti-inflammatory compounds. Wipe the wound directly to sterilize it. Laura knew all too well that Justin was upset. Your first challenge, facing an unknown situation. It's going to get tense inside. It's very easy to get distracted and have an accident. I hope Justin doesn't get into any more trouble. The shelter needs a lot of vines to tie up. The body's energy is being used up fast. You need to get some rest after the shelter is set up. Let's see if we can catch some fish. The shelter has been rebuilt. Mosquito nets can cover them. Theoretically, no mosquitoes should be able to get in. It worked better at night than expected. Finally get a good night's sleep. They have been here for 3 days. Malik is going to explore the neighborhood. See if he can make a breakfast on the hour. There are not many plants that you can eat. Let's be safe with the cactus. We just need to clean the sting. Laura did find some pods. It can be cooked and eaten as a snack. Not to mention when these are cooked. It tastes a little bit like nuts. It's way better than that cactus. Too bad none of this is filling the stomach. It's just a little bit of a gag. The stomach was still there, growling with hunger. It's going to take a lot to get to the end of the challenge. The challenge is on its 5th day. The problem of food has not been solved. They finally remembered to go fishing. Laura thinks there's a lot of turtles around here, too. The best thing is to catch a patch. There was a sudden ripple in the water. That's the turtle moving, if I'm not mistaken. How's the problem? The crocodile next door is on the lookout. Getting in the water is twice as dangerous. Just walk along the water's edge. Laura thinks if she gets the chance. It's not like crocodiles can't be caught and eaten. She suggested building turtle traps first, when I get my strength back, and then try to catch the crocodile. As long as the food problem is solved, then you can have a vacation life. Malik went around collecting vines to make traps, whether it's a turtle or a crocodile. Anything to get a little protein. He was already thin. He was haggard after a few days of starvation. I'm afraid he'll faint on the floor. The trap we're about to set isn't easy. The trap consists of two parts. The main body looks like a large fish cage. Add an inverted inner cone. If it gets in, it can't get out. You can tell by the frame. It requires repeated weaving of vines. Malik was very upset inside, except the stomach keeps pushing itself. When it's hot, you start sweating profusely. Dehydration is also a problem. Malik felt that was getting worse. Laura doesn't know what to say, does she? You're going to have to fight your way through this. The partner soon felt dizzy, can only kneel on the ground slowly, even if you're tired and want to go home. But it's still about sticking to the trap. As long as I can get my hands on meat. It was all worth it. On the 7th day, the trap was finally solved, while the crowd gathered materials nearby. Suddenly, the iguana was resting right there. Laura was the first to react and went over. The two sides are getting closer and closer. Everyone was afraid to take a breath, although she's still a cub. But there's no time to wait for it to grow up. See if you can just grab them and take them away. Laura's got her back ready to go. Well, that's a little too much. Justin and Malik rush to surround them. The meat of the day depends on it once. The iguana senses murder around it. Try to break through the perimeter and get out. Malik was holding the rock. Laura has gone around the back and taken her position. The other two hit it with rocks. She grabbed the tail of the iguana. It's a good idea. I just don't have the skills. They lose track of their prey in the blink of an eye. The mood is so low. Now it's just mud. Protect yourself slightly from mosquitoes. Malik is keen to stay positive, but the belly was there protesting. I don't have a good mood. Already kind of wants to quit the challenge and go home. Mosquitoes have been buzzing around. I wish I could burn this place down. Malik's irritation was palpable. Justin has been encouraging him. In theory, just drink more water and eat some plants. You can do that for 3 weeks. I feel like I can't get by now, mainly because the brain is warning. We'll be fine if we get through this. Malik looked at Justin's muscles. I knew he'd be hard to talk to. I'm starving myself to death. You have a lot of meat to burn. Van Malik has half the fat of Justin. I was confident I could make it to the end. At night, Malik felt extremely cold. A lot of firewood is needed to keep warm. I just want to tuck myself in and bake. The rest of us feel fine, you know? I don't think Malik's going to make it. The challenge continued on the 8th day. Malik lay there and didn't want to move. I can't even answer my partner's questions. He thinks he's reaching his limit, even with a bunch of roast pig feet in front of you. I can't even put it in my mouth. Now I just want to get to the shore and calm down. Keep asking yourself, is it necessary to keep going? There is no hope of victory at all. Staying here will only exacerbate the damage. It will take a lot of time to recover. There is no way to continue the challenge. Go home and say goodbye to your teammates. I want to complete the challenge, but the body won't allow it. Justin wanted to call the doctor. Malik rejected the offer. Even if I catch a bunch of food today, I can't get better myself. It's an honor to be with you all. I hope Laura and Justin succeed in their challenge. It's time for me to go home and have a good fix. Malik didn't have much of a chance. Said it was a turtle trap, but I didn't see him put it in the water. The most I can do is help on the side. But let's just say one thing. Well, he certainly has a knack for starvation. See teammates quitting challenges. Justin was too sad to face it. He really wanted to finish the challenge together. At the same time, I'm afraid I can't carry it. Laura knew Malik was reaching his limit. Is there nothing left to persuade? I hope he gets better soon when he gets back. Justin struggled to get a hug. As it turns out, come for the challenge. If you can't store more fat on your body, there's really no way to starve for long. Even if there is meat to eat every day, it's still hard to hold on here. Like Laura can complete multiple challenges. You can imagine how powerful she is. If he can come back for another challenge, he'll be back with a few pounds on. Otherwise, no matter how strong the technology, there is no way to survive. For those of you who want to take part in the challenge and win the prize, now you know how important fat is. With Malik out of the challenge, it's just Laura and Justin. The two were not in a good mood. The challenge must continue. Laura comforted and encouraged her partner. She doesn't want to do it alone. Day 9 of the challenge. Justin hasn't gotten over it yet. The whole person that is very haggard. Laura didn't know what to do, did she? All we can do now is work more. We need to stop making people think. She's reweaving Malik's trap. This has a good chance of catching something to eat. The point is the bait has to be attractive. Justin also tried to set a trap. If only I could catch an iguana. Boy, is this rock gonna hold it down. My suggestion is to change the focus. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. Let's see if this big cage works. Justin's a little worried about alligators coming. I don't have enough muscle to stick my teeth in. Fortunately, there are no accidents along the way. All we can do now is wait for the prey. Day 10 of the challenge. Justin went to check the cage as soon as he woke up. Too bad there's nothing in there. And the trap is useless. There is no food supplement. The body just gets weaker and weaker. For now, it's all about drinking water. The promised food is plentiful. How come you're not getting any protein? Even though Laura has been starved for long periods of time, or affect their own emotions become negative. Not to mention Justin's first time. Suddenly, I heard a noise at the trap. 2 people immediately rushed to check. I can't believe I caught an iguana. How long has it been since I touched meat? We don't have time to celebrate, but we have time to deal with it. Not that there's much meat in it, though, but it also provides a little protein. They were able to hold out a little longer. As long as there's meat to eat, their spirits improved instantly. The joy of survival in the wild is that simple. The challenge continues on day 12. The traps are a big morale boost. Still depends on what's going on in the water, huh? Too bad there's nothing in the cage. Not even a trace of the bait being touched. Laura didn't expect such a big lake. Not even a small fish to eat. Maybe it's time to think about moving on. The only thing around is iguanas. I've been watching their position. Justin tried to hit it with a rock. Unfortunately, it didn't work out very well. The iguana snuck away. Luckily, it was found escaping into the cave. You can't just put your hand in there. We could try a fire attack. See if you can smoke it out. Laura waited and waited, but didn't see it. So angry that she just broke the rock. Tell Justin to reach in and have a look. The cave is deeper than you thought. I can't get my whole arm in there. Looks like there's no chance of catching it. I had to put a trap next to it and take my chances. You see turtles in the water every now and then. They're just in the deep end. If there are no crocodiles here, Laura would have rushed down there to make soup. The best way to do that is to build docks. The turtles were then fished out with mosquito nets. Ideas are good. I wonder how much strength they have left. Day 16 of the challenge. It's only a few days until it's over. Some people choose to starve themselves. They just stare at the turtle. It's better to be physically exhausted. Try every way to get food, too. Constantly cutting down to collect materials. Get in the water and build a dock. The manufacturing process is not difficult at all. Laura has accomplished a lot. I just can't keep up with my stamina. If that doesn't get us food, really we'll pull the popularity of the challenge on the spot. Under Laura's guidance, Justin didn't think the docks were too hard. No crocodiles came along. The pair are confident they can set it up today. It took about 6 hours. There's no problem with 2 people sitting on it. They even got a sunshade. Reduce the damage from sun exposure. Laura is very confident that she can get food here. The challenge continued on day 18. Laura tried turtle fishing on the dock. It takes more patience than fishing. Turtles can often be seen above the water. Turns out there's plenty of food around. Don't know when you'll be able to eat it. They've been staring at each other all day. Finally, a turtle swims by. The 2 sides are getting closer and closer. Justin couldn't wait any longer. Jump right into the water and grab it with your hands. I don't think we're going to get the gators here. It's too late to think. Too bad I didn't get the turtle. The challenge has reached the 20th day. They tried everything, but I just can't get enough food to eat. Tomorrow is the day of the evacuation. If we take a detour to the extraction point, I don't think the body can handle it. Straight from the lake, then through the jungle to the extraction point. It must be a lot faster than the detour. It's just too big a risk. They're going to spend the night on the pier. Wake up tomorrow and head for the extraction point. Before you know it, day 21 has come. The 2 woke up and decided to go straight for it. It's supposed to be 6 kilometers. Just get across the lake and avoid the crocodiles. The way back will be a little safer. They were the lucky ones. I didn't see any crocodiles the whole way. Then we just walked through the jungle. There's more food here. If I had known, I would have come here for food. With Laura's years of challenging experience, just find the position of his son. She can carry Justin through the jungle. Two people went round and round smoothly to the evacuation point. Soon saw the show car coming. All I'm saying is they really can starve. All I did was eat an iguana. I wonder who the next big god will be. Let's wait and see. They say surviving in the wild can help you lose weight. There are always people who don't believe in it. You wake up with coconut every day and finding all kinds of delicious things to stuff your mouth. Look at this giant French snail. Whoever eats it get a thumbs up. One of the most fragrant is the roasted yams. It's delicious and it's sweet. No wonder you made the next door man cry. Does this look like a place to lose weight? For people who have failed in the wilderness, invited back again for the challenge. They're all ready to gain weight. Sure enough, you can starve to raise your own line. The program is arranged in pairs. Rendezvous on the island at the 11th day. This is the Philippines. There are notoriously more snakes than people. Extreme weather happens every day. Still, Chad has something to prove. Last time I challenged myself to give up. I really regret it. Fortunately, my family encouraged me. Both weight and mentality have increased. I am confident that I can successfully complete the challenge. He probably didn't realize his partner was a man. STE has made it to shore. The last time he was here was the fan challenge. The severe weather caused hypothermia. Quit the challenge with your partner. Gain weight like crazy after learning from experience. And studied the construction of various shelters. If that doesn't accomplish the challenge, I can only blame the show crew for making it too difficult. Neither thought it would be a boy band, and a player who has failed in the past. In an instant, the relationship between the two sides was much closer. This time, everyone is working hard to complete the challenge. Brought the hook that was pretty targeted. I'm sure it'll bring back a lot of food for the team. I also found something unexpected while studying the map. There's a team on the other side. Then merge and complete the challenge together. Coast was on shore early too. He works in outdoor survival education. He thinks he's got some strength in the wild, but it didn't do well in the last challenge. It's quite a blow to confidence. Come back ready this time. I thought I could do it. He and Tara made it. Cost does have an impression of his partner. Both losers return to challenge again. Let's hope we make it to 21 days. Tara lost her partner early on her last challenge. The rest of the day was very difficult. Almost died of dehydration. Dare to come back for another challenge. That must have been a preparation. He will lead the team to victory. What's interesting is the rope and fishing nets. They just didn't boil water for the pot. They also found the little man on the map. We'll see if the loser league gets together. The only way to get there is to build a raft. Now is not the time to worry about that. It's important to find a place to camp first. Chad and STE were talking and laughing the whole way. I don't see any anxiety about the selection. Nearby material that is quite abundant. This bamboo forest alone is enough for them. What I want most now is to find water. They don't want to be dehydrated on their first day. Tara suggested going across to the palm trees. It'll be a lot easier to build a shelter. I'm pretty happy with Kos. Last time I challenged my main partner, Taina, seriously affect the relationship of the team. Tara says not to worry. You could do most things on your own. A combination of power and power is no problem. There's a lot of resources here, and the terrain is flat enough for shelter. Decided to live and work here. Chad and STE saw snakes on the shore. I was so excited inside. There are so many poisonous snakes around. Are you worried about going hungry? Now it feels like it's too hot. Just need a quick place to rest. This is the only reliable place in the neighborhood. A raised platform can be made of bamboo. The top takes an A-shaped roof, and add palm leaves and fallen leaves to the top. In theory, you don't have to worry about the storm. After some discussion, the gathering of materials began. The other side has started cutting down and moving bamboo. You're in the shade right now. It's still like being in the oven. The worst part is being scratched by bamboo. I hope it doesn't get infected. This time, it was built from 2 bamboo sheds. It is connected by a single beam. Add a variety of leaves to cover it. They are confident that they can handle any situation. The process of setting up went very smoothly. It's all held in place by the ropes we brought. At least you don't have to worry about falling apart. Chad's never cut bamboo in his whole life. I had to learn as I went along. The weather is uncomfortably hot. We have to get the fire fixed first. If you can't hydrate in time, the body can't work for long. It's a good thing there's a firearm. It's easy enough to make a fire. All we have to do is wait for the water to boil. Tara and Coast did a great job setting it up. The coconuts we found on the road are perfect for rehydration. It's the same taste I grew up drinking, and the pulp inside can restore some energy. Does Coast know what to do with bamboo? It's the perfect material for survival in the wild. This bamboo tube can boil water without a pot. It also has the fragrance of nature. Chad and his boys love bamboo too. It's going to be really nice to lie on. That's a lot better than being a partner. No need to discuss. You know what to do next. The rest of the roof is still open. We were supposed to have it ready before dark. Just suddenly there was thunder. Before they knew it, the rain came. The first day of the good mood is gone. Fear of hypothermia and elimination. Can only hold a fire on one side and figure out how to fix the roof. Chad really suggested the show check the weather forecast. Why do you do this every time you come here? Don't want them to finish the challenge. Tara's side is a little better. The roof had been laid before the heavy rain. It didn't last long. Both sides were successful in completing the shelter. I could just lie down for a little while. Now is not the time to relax. Mosquitoes are very active at night. Flame protection is not enough. He's already got a lot of bite marks. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, even if you can stand mosquitoes crawling around you. The buzzing is annoying enough. The first night was not good for anyone. I regret not bringing a mosquito net. I barely made it to dawn. Tara doesn't want to remember the pain of last night. I just want to catch fish in the water and eat it. Resist the itch with delicious food. The idea is good, but the effect is not good. Down deep again and again. Didn't even get a small fish. I'd rather catch a bird. Chad and his boys want to eat the whole fish on the shore. You can't go fishing without bait. Picking up snails is bait. Just throw the hook out and say there's a fish on the hook. Fishing is easy here. They're just too small. I'd have to catch at least 20 of them. You still have to be hungry. Catch as many as you can before the sun is out. Tara doesn't have a pot. She uses bamboo to boil water. It's going to take about an hour to drink. Koss is a little anxious to drink it straight. Don't look clear at the surface. What's lurking in there that nobody knows? It's just too risky. Might as well have some more bamboo to boil water. Koss is desperate right now. You want a taste of anything. As long as you don't experience nausea and retching during this time. He thinks it's drinkable. Tara couldn't figure out why her partner was in such a hurry. Wait an hour and you'll faint from dehydration. Now we have to worry about Koss. Be prepared to call a doctor at any time. And Koss thinks that's okay. The partner is too obedient. SDE's not doing so well. Already showing signs of heat stroke. Soak it in water to cool it down. Chad didn't see how he could help it. I hope we can cook the fish quickly. I think filling your stomach will help. Just such little fish. You have to eat at least 20 pieces a day. Small fish with less meat and more thorns does not suit the appetite of 2 people. If this is the only thing you can eat in the back, might as well quit the challenge and go home. The mosquitoes go wild at night, crazy into their own cracks. Much more difficult than the last challenge. Every time I close my eyes, I hear mosquitoes. Finally came the 3rd day after tossing and turning. Although the fish here is not good, but that's the only thing that's easy to get at the moment. Better to get the catfish, actually, if you tie a rope to a big piece of wood. Then add the bait snail on top. They're sure they can hook a catfish into a beak. Koss felt fine after drinking raw water. He thought he could skip the boiling step altogether. Tara still wants to be safe. I'm really thirsty and I could drink whole coconuts. Koss is just stubborn. That coconut water is always good enough to run out. Might as well drink from a lake. Now I have to climb a tree to get coconuts. Tara's not going to be able to go up there. I'm pinning my hopes on Koss. The speed was good at first. Only halfway up, my strength is getting a little weak. For safety's sake, return to the surface. Another way is to lift the bamboo down. A high degree of certainty is enough. It's just a little difficult to operate. You need to keep adjusting to touch the coconut. The process is exhausting. Fortunately, the coconut was eventually removed. It takes a lot of energy, though, but nutrition is especially important. Otherwise, the body wouldn't have lasted that long. Chad was lost again. The last challenge is because of this hard. The mood is very low. STE was also very upset with his partner's behavior. There are a lot of things to do. You can't do it all yourself. I wish I could just lie there and rest. Even if there are tons of coconuts to eat, it's not going to get them to the end of the challenge. The challenge is on its 5th day. Tai Lai and Ko search for a new source of food. Venomous snakes are easiest on this side of the bush. They have the confidence to catch before they get bitten. With only a machete to defend himself, the photographer looked like he had to keep going. The snake does not meet, but sees the catfish. The two immediately separated into 2 bread clips. I keep feeling my way through the middle. Too bad we just ended up with some snails. It's enough to eat meat all the time. How's it going across the street? I hope you all have a smooth rendezvous. Chad and ST are just lying there rotting. If my stomach hadn't been growling, I'm afraid they can sleep till dark. Let's see if there's any surprises on the fishing line. If I can catch a catfish, make sure you have the energy to explore your surroundings every day. As soon as ST entered the water, he found a surprise. Look at STE with that smirk on his face. Chad knew snails would do the trick. There's not a lot of meat on a catfish. Barely enough for 2 to ease the acid flow. But it's good for morale. Chad was even more vocal about the success of the challenge. This catfish deserves MVP. Tara's got the snail and coconut soup ready. It smells good. Koss grew up nibbling on coconuts. To him, it's a universal being. Coconut water can be used as a drink. Coconut meat can be dug up and eaten as a snack. Even the outer shell can be made into clothes. Nothing can deny the existence of coconuts. Boiled snails and coconut water are really good. This has to be on the menu. The little days are getting better and better. Day 6 of the challenge. Chad suddenly felt sick. I don't know where the problem is. The negativity keeps piling up, repeatedly jumping sideways on the edge of loss of control. That's why the last challenge failed. I thought I could get over it, but it didn't work out very well. Now it's hot enough to blow itself apart. Going on like this is not an option. Not even the patience to gather firewood. STE wants his partner to calm down. The challenge is not as difficult as it seems. Chad wants to be as positive as his partner, but I just can't do it myself. All I could think about was going home, if that's the way to go home. I'm afraid I'll never get a chance to do it again. That's not a good taste for ST. There seems to be no way to change Chad's mind. Very sorry to give up the challenge again and go home. A few days earlier than the last challenge. Sometimes it takes more courage to give up than to persist. Chad is home and comfortable now. It's a headache to stay with STE. I'm going to be here for 5 days to find another group to meet up with. The challenge continues on the 7th day. STE was in a terrible mood. Just a little mud to make you feel better. Facing a challenge alone for the first time. You can imagine how upset I was. Explore the neighborhood and see what's there. Fortunately, there were banana trees. Pray we get some bananas to eat. Observe your surroundings carefully. And there's nothing here. ST was thinking about going home himself. This challenge has been excruciating. The body uses up water pretty quickly. We need to get back to boiling water. I don't know if it's the material. It's still about the firearm. It's especially difficult to start fire now. I'm not in a very good mood. And now to have something like this. I wish I could get Chad to come back and help. Fortunately, it finally lit up. ST just couldn't hold it together. Why is it so hard to survive in the wild? I wish I could do this in an easier place. Do you have to do everything yourself? That's a lot of pressure on yourself. It's almost rendezvous time. Tara's about to start preparing the raft. There's so much bamboo around. Shouldn't be difficult in theory. Koss just wanted to bring some extra coconuts for storage. Tara's little head hasn't turned yet. If we don't have enough coconuts, we have to find them. It's just looking for something to do. Aren't there any coconuts over there? You got to prioritize anyway. Take care of the raft first, then we'll find the coconuts. This hardline attitude made Koss uncomfortable. Since I've been here, either cut the bamboo or cut the bamboo road. Try to gather enough materials today. The raft will be secured by tomorrow. You can leave early on the 11th day. I figured that would be pretty airtight. The problem is that I can't keep up physically. They need a platform of 2 square meters. It's exhausting just to tie them up, not to mention cutting and adjusting here. Bamboo should be the best and easiest to handle in the wild. Anything else would be exhausting. The challenge continued on the 8th day. SDE is going to start building rafts too. It's pretty much the same as the other team. It's just smaller and there's a cover. Making it in water is really inconvenient, but it's better than taking it down yourself. Day 9 of the challenge. Tara has only one mission today. That is to finish building the raft. Kos was there to watch. I am very dissatisfied with this. He can't work without seeing a coconut. It's very important for the team. Mr. Kos did not respond, just standing there quietly. Tara didn't know what he was thinking. I'd love to slap him anyway. Kos watched it for a while and left without saying anything. Such an inexplicable act. Tara's too pissed to make a raft. Immediately follow up and ask your partner what he wants. Kos said he only wanted to eat coconuts. Boy, he really feels bad if he doesn't eat for a day. Tara wanted to hit Kos over the head with a coconut. See if it's full of coconut water. The worst part is that Kos just fucked it up. What about not having coconuts? I don't have the strength to help with the raft anyway. Tara couldn't stand to see it. Leave your partner behind and calm down. Well, it doesn't have to be coconut. It's just that the harvest is erratic around here. Kos thinks there's no energy to go on without coconuts. Tara was collecting snails by the shore, thinking about how to convince your partner. Coconuts are definitely needed, but isn't the raft more important? The two had disagreements. The best thing to do is sit down and talk. Tara was willing to share the snail. I hope Kos will calm down and listen. I also need to replenish energy. But coconuts aren't the only ones you can eat. Like this snail is okay. After all, the mouth is short, the hand is short. And Kos wasn't as resistant as he was. For now, the two sides have a united front. Day 10 of the challenge. STE is busy putting the raft together. If you still have a partner, the raft was already taken care of. What I need to work on my own, wondering where to forage later. Keep the raft as simple as possible. I hope I have the strength to swim there tomorrow. Finally, the 11th day. Today is going to see the loser league meet. The two sides have to cross almost half a mile of water. The chance of meeting a venomous snake on the way depends on luck. SDE's thinking about new surroundings, new teammates. I don't think you're going to be alone. The first thing Kos does when he wakes up, of course, is drink coconut water. They were ready to leave. I wonder if it's the girls on the other side. Both sides have steered the raft to its destination, and there were no major problems. It's just STE is a lot slower here. They don't use paddles like Tara does. It must be double the happiness of two people. Their arms were already sore. I want to stop and rest for a while. Not to mention SDE's side. My legs are so they're almost cramping. Worst of all, the raft sank. It's like a submarine now. I'm holding it up with my own hands. It was hard to get to the shore. A little relief at last. Just give yourself a lifeline. I wonder what happened to the other group. Tara and the boys are still working on the water. It's getting closer and closer to the destination. STE has seen the raft on the water. There was a loud cheer at once. Then I found a place to sit and wait. Tara was expecting a girl. Now that's the heart breaking into several pieces. I didn't realize the challenge was all men. The mood is not as good as expected. It took some time to reach the shore. STE is happy with his new partner. You can see they're all working. He thought it was like a sausage party. Gender doesn't really matter that much, as long as we can complete the challenge together. It's a shame Chad went home. If only the four of us had formed a failed coalition. The three had a brief conversation. It was very satisfying with each other. We only have 10 days left. In theory, just plan your resources properly. Everyone was able to successfully complete the challenge, as long as there are no accidental injuries. Too many is not always good. Or do we just have to see how everyone gets along? There are more bugs here than there were before. Soon there were bite marks all over her body. We need to find a place to shelter while we can. People seem to be pretty motivated. STE thinks he's good again. We're going to have to build a loft bed here. The ground is full of bugs. A bite can take days to swell up. As soon as I said that, Tara was targeted by a scorpion and stung his most important brother. There's a sharp pain down there. It feels like it's going to be totally ruined. Others saw it as a gasp. It's like men hurt the most. There's already a red dot on it. We said there were no women in this challenge. Tara thinks she's going to be his sister. Koss didn't expect anything like this. Lucky it's a small scorpion and not poisonous. Otherwise, the doctor would have been here to take it away. Now the shelter has to be built. They were busy till dark. STE was fine with sleeping on the beach. The challenge continues on day 12. Tara's brother has gotten a lot better. Everyone has different tasks. The first plan is to get the loft bed done. And Koss was in charge of collecting firewood. Look around and see if there's anything to eat. He's got plenty of plants to eat. Wild yams like this are good. It's just that eating too much is bad for your health. Tara saw Koss bring back food. Eyes as big as brass bells. I can finally eat something different. Just put it on the fire and cook it. This will retain more yam nutrients. It does smell good. Everybody gets a big piece. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed food like this. As long as we can get some more food in a few days. They are confident that they can live a good life. Now we can move on to the loft bed. Must have a good dream at night. Increased efforts to cut down and move bamboo. The bed is almost done. There's no problem lying on it. The roof doesn't have to be put up in a hurry. Just betting it won't rain the rest of the day. Koss wants to get some more food to eat. Only physical energy can keep up. To make it to the day of evacuation. ST thinks there should be a roof. How do you protect the fire if a storm comes? He doesn't want to go through another hypothermia. And yet I say it too much. Tara and Koss just don't want to build. Aren't you really worried about the rain? In a daze came the 13th day. Tara just wanted to get more food. If you see one of these in the wild, don't hesitate. There's food in the field. It just might be a little deep. Koss knows a lot about wild food. Watch carefully as you walk. There aren't many plants around to eat. I wish I could have another yam. While Tara was resting on the shore, I feel a lot of fish walking around my feet. He tried to get the fish out with his bare hands. The good news is we caught him. The bad news is too small. It's not even enough to plug your teeth. Use it as bait to try and catch the big fish. STE has faith in his fishing skills. Throw the hook as far as you can. It doesn't have to wait too long. Fish bite in the blink of an eye. However, it did not go smoothly in the hands. Another day of hunger. The challenge is on its 16th day. The last thing we need right now is food. When 3 people's physical strength is about to bottom. Didn't expect to dig up some kind of root. Nobody knows what this is. How do you know if you can eat it in the wild? The simplest thing is to apply it to your hands. You can still eat it without a severe reaction. It's a little risky. I hope there's no problem after heating and cooking. Koss put it in his mouth and tasted it carefully. Soon she felt something was wrong and threw up. Now my throat is burning. Tara really wished she'd eaten the piece. And now I can't be happy. Breathing became more and more rapid. We need to call a doctor. Turns out, don't eat wild stuff. It could be a lifetime thing if you're not careful. The doctor came to check on Tara. The throat and tongue were swollen. The problem is not as bad as it looks. It was more that Tara was nervous. Wait till the poison wears off. The body will get better. All I could do now is drink more water. They've been here 17 days. Life is not at all moist. Tara and Koss still have numbness in their mouths. I can't even speak clearly. Coconuts are safer for now. No more eating before the evacuation. Try to save as much energy as possible. We need to start preparing the 3-man raft for evacuation. The roof that Stellar was so obsessed with. I'm afraid it didn't go as planned. Koss thinks even in the rain. It's not hard to find shelter from the rain. The energy had to be expended on the raft. How else are we going to get home? The 2 sides argued about it. Just because it's not raining now doesn't mean it won't. Even if it rains for one night. The roof is worth building too. Too bad STE was the only one who felt that way. The others still want to get the raft. There is no way to rule by the majority. Building on Tara and their raft. It takes a lot of bamboo. You need to add buoyancy to the ends and bottom. They don't know exactly how much to use. I'm sure the more the better. The paracord is double tied with the vine. Make sure it doesn't fall apart halfway through. It was built until the 20th day. Everybody lie down and rest at night. Here comes the drama. It rained unexpectedly on the last night. There's still some time till dawn. There was nothing to do but sit and wait for the rain to stop. Tara and Kos are still talking about drizzle. But it didn't stop until dawn. Man, you're not evacuating in the rain. They waited and waited until it finally cleared up. Hurry up and get home. It's almost 3 kilometers away. Hoping to evacuate before the storm hits again. They haven't eaten much, have they? Physically, it's still good enough. It's just against the wind now. The speed of progress is getting slower and slower. A little slack and you go back. It takes more effort to slide through. The last remaining distance to victory. All of us had to push through, just when everyone is tired of doubting life. The show's plane is finally here. She threw up her hands in celebration. It's not easy. It's my second challenge, but it's harder here to be able to hold out until they get home. Body fat is so important. I wonder what other gods will be here. Let's wait and see. It turns out that going hungry 9 times in 3 days is just my younger brother. This old man can go hungry in the wild for 21 days. The whole time I just relied on drinking water and sleeping to keep going. At most, just roast a scorpion to satisfy your craving. Is this a life that human beings can live? Even when a dog comes over, it has to shake its head. Let's take a look at what's going on together. Mick has been a wilderness survival coach for 35 years. It can be said to be impeccable in terms of experience. Be able to distinguish various traces of prey in the wild. I'm just worried that I won't be able to cope when I get old. I haven't been trained in starving yet. I don't know if my body can hold on. I hope to break through myself in the challenges. Mick has also made quite a few plans. If everything goes well, he is fully capable of leaving healthy. I just don't know what's going on with my partner. Skina was very anxious, just thinking that there won't be any clothes left later. What should I do if I come across venomous insects or snakes? She's also a survival coach, although it was only a short 2 years. But the basic survival skills are mastered. Thinking of showing off the power of women well in front of the camera. Survival in the wild is not a romance that belongs only to men. She wants to prove that she can also complete the challenge. It's even as comfortable as a vacation. Case has even bet on his career. Let's all see how women survive in the wild. But to be honest, it's really not used to being naked. Mick is ready to meet up. Go to the wild to challenge naked. It's a very interesting thing for him. Case has a strong adaptability. It took only a few minutes to have some understanding of the surrounding environment. As long as accidents can be avoided, is it okay to endure more hardships? Soon the two arrived at the destination and met up. It's the first time to meet in this form. It must be a lie to say it's not embarrassing. Fortunately, there are no problems getting along. Plus, both of them are survival coaches. Is there no problem communicating? Especially in an unfamiliar environment. The skills of the two people are combined. It is certain that the problem can be solved. Interestingly, both of them brought homemade machetes. The tacit understanding between the coaches is indeed remarkable. The program team provided fishing gear and firearms. It's enough for them. The most important thing now is to find the water source. The shelter and the fire should be settled before dark. There must be pressure at the beginning. Mick suggested that it be passed directly without taking a detour. It's about 4 kilometers. The ground in the thick jungle is full of thorns. Plus, all kinds of toxic creatures are running around everywhere. This foot accidentally stepped on the words. It can spiral up to the sky on the spot. There are quite a few caves near the water source. With good luck, there's no need to build shelter. As for food, there is even less to worry about. Just the snakes alone are enough to last for a while. When encountering highly toxic ones, one can only take a detour. After all, an elephant can't even withstand a bite. Both of them are coming here for the first time. In such hot weather, the water in the body is consumed rapidly. We have to hurry to the water source. For safety reasons, it is necessary to make a fire and boil it. The pressure on the two of them is getting greater and greater. After some time, the sun was no longer visible. There is really not much time left for them. Fortunately, there is a water source not far ahead. This place is particularly suitable for fishing. Mick went into the water to grope. even if this will lead to danger. They could only grit their teeth and go there. The snake is wandering next door. Before it notices, hurry up and slip ashore to avoid being bitten. If it weren't for Mick leading the way in front, I'm afraid I won't be able to bear even one step of the way. I kind of want to give up and go home to have a rest. But if we leave on the first day, it's really too much for Mick. One still needs to keep working hard and persevere. It is not suitable to build a shelter nearby. Mosquitoes will go wild completely after nightfall. They don't want to be so annoyed that they can't sleep all night. After a brief discussion, it was decided to walk along the river. The two were so tired that they were out of breath. Fortunately, an open place was found. A simple tidying up here will make it habitable. There is no need to worry at all that the rain will blow in. Theoretically, as long as the fire can be maintained, smoke can completely keep mosquitoes out. Miko is very confident about this place. Hurry up and collect materials to make a fire. Just when I came, I found there was a bamboo forest. Sky intends to get it and build a bed. Mick went to have a look over there on the ridge. After a brief exchange, they began to act separately. The problem is that the bamboo here hasn't grown up yet. The capacity is not sufficient for boiling water. It will be fine to use it as a straw. After all the hustle and bustle, there were only 4 that were just right. Wait until these containers of water boil. It can slightly alleviate the dehydration situation. Sky picked up the bamboo and went to fetch water. Mick was collecting materials to make a fire. It is very dry inside this tree like this. In fact, there's no need to light a fire to cook rice with water by oneself. In terms of efficiency, it's more convenient to collect and drink it when it rains. There will definitely be problems if it is in the rainy season. We still need to be more steady now. Pour water into the bamboo and wait until the fire starts. Mick collected quite a lot of ignition materials. Don't think that you are safe just because a survival coach comes to challenge you, even if one has rich experience. It also takes some effort to light a fire. A temperature environment like this, cave can breed a lot of bacteria and viruses. If there is no fire protection, I, an old man, can't bear it. In fact, if there's a firearm, theoretically, it shouldn't be so difficult to ignite. It was obvious that the fire brought back by Mick was not good, as long as it could be a little drier. A bonfire party was held here long ago. Mick tried to blow air into it to make the fire. I don't know if it was due to excessive force that led to oxygen deficiency. The whole person was feeling extremely uncomfortable. Could it be that something was going to happen on the first day? Sky was so frightened that he moved closer to have a look. Fortunately, it's just a bit tiring from dehydration. If one can replenish water in time and have a good rest, Mick can still hold on. After a short rest to adjust breathing, it feels much better. Continue to throw oneself into the fire. If there is no fire to boil the water today, then there will only be sweet dew falling from the sky at night. Sky thought it was a matter of materials. She's going to find drier and more flammable materials. However, most of them are surface dry. It has long been soaked through inside. At present, the most reliable one is the withered leaves. Collect everything you see back. If the fire has not been successfully made yet, Mick is really going to faint due to dehydration. One might even be carried away by the program team. The pressure is extremely high now. Fortunately, the materials selected this time were correct. Finally, the fire was lit. Just wait for the boiling to replenish the water. The first day was a thrilling one, so it was over. It's a pity that the capacity of this bamboo is too small. Only a little water replenishment can be obtained each time. One to satisfy the body. One has to boil water at least 4 or 5 times a day. There's a chance to see if we can change to a larger container. While there is still some time before it gets dark, the two went to explore nearby. Palm leaves like this are spread on the ground as beds. It can not only enhance comfort, it can also be isolated from mosquitoes on the ground. It's simply an essential item for stimulating outdoor needs. As soon as the finished product was ready, Mick laid down on it to experience it. The effect is even better than imagined. I'm definitely going to have a good sleep tonight. However, the bed has been made. They forgot to prepare the pillows as well. It's impossible to sleep on a stone. It seems that I can't sleep until I wake up naturally. The challenge has reached its second day. After waking up, I began to collect and stockpile firewood. The main thing is to take advantage of the sunlight to dry it a bit. Otherwise, the fire won't be able to be maintained at night. The remaining time was spent looking for prey, as long as it can fill one's stomach. Stay here for 21 days. Isn't that a piece of cake? Insects can often be seen on the ground. These can be used as bait even without being eaten. Sky is confident that he can catch some fish. The ripples on the water surface prove that there's a big thing inside. The fish didn't see clearly but found a snake instead. It's sure to be very fragrant when you catch and roast it. It is constantly approaching Sky's side. Good grief. Are you in such a hurry to offer meat? If it weren't for the big snake taking a turn, they all want to go down into the water to catch and eat. You should know that it is a Philippine cobra. Once the venom sprays into the eyes, it will be scrapped on the spot. Sky doesn't know it. I only knew that there was really a lot of meat on it. If one is not willing to take risks, perhaps you can call your partner over and have a try. There are always people who have to take risks for food. Why can't it be Mick? Bring the good news back to the camp immediately. Who could resist a 3-meter-long snake meat strip? Under Sky's vivid description, Mick was so hungry that he cried. The question is whether that snake is poisonous or not. They're not very clear about it. If there is a mistake, then retirement will be out of sight. For safety reasons, bamboo spears should be arranged. In fact, it would be best to use a bow and arrow. After all, everything within the range of the hand is the truth, no matter what type of snake it is. Even Sky dared not provoke him at will. Such acts from the heart. Mick can understand, but doesn't accept. If you have the chance to eat meat, you must seize it. Anyway, get the weapons ready first. The plan is to find a bamboo and make it into a trident. As the saying goes, an inch longer, an inch stronger. Do it as long as possible now. Strive to kill the person with one shot within a safe distance. Finally, put it on the fire to roast and reinforce it. Mick is very satisfied with his works. Don't even mention a mere little snake. Even when facing a crocodile, he dares to poke it. It's time to show the real technology. Now, the problem comes. Where's such a big snake going for a stroll? Mick looked at the calm water surface. Could it be that one claims to have failed before even making a move? We can only go and meet again sometime. The challenge has reached the 5th day. Did they hardly replenish any energy? I was so hungry that I felt dizzy. Sky could only look for food nearby. Even the snails were not spared. This is a delicacy that can only be enjoyed in French cuisine, although there isn't much energy inside. But is it still better than having nothing to eat? I want to stay in the wild for a longer time. In fact, as long as one eats well and sleeps soundly, it's no problem to hold on for 21 days. Food can't be relied on now. It all depends on whether banana leaves can improve sleep quality. Mick saw snails to eat. The eyes are about to shine. Surely someone will ask, what should I do if I get a bad stomach from eating? Of course, one should persist if possible. If you can't just go home for a big meal. It's never wrong to be optimistic. It's quite normal to have no pot for cooking in the wild. One can learn to wrap snails with clay. No special skills are needed. Wrap it up tightly and you can set fire inside. Good grief. Isn't this exactly how to make beggar's chicken? The snails never expected such treatment. After a period of cooking, the meat inside the snail was completely preserved, and it also adds the fragrance of the earth. Isn't this much more delicious than French snails? Mick thinks he can also open a restaurant. The stomach is never full. It can barely boost morale a little. However, it rained heavily at night. The thunder kept rumbling, making it completely impossible for anyone to sleep. I'm a little worried that water might flow into the cave. In fact, just make sure the firewood is fine. It doesn't matter how heavy the rain is. It's impossible to submerge all the caves. When I woke up, the rain had already stopped. There's no big problem on this side of the cave. It's just a bit cold being blown by the wind all night. The two of them couldn't sleep well or eat enough. Sky intends to set traps to change the situation. The big snake itself couldn't forget it. If I could catch it, I wonder how happy I would be. Mick hasn't seen the big snake until now. If it weren't for Sky's oath, there would definitely be. I even feel like I've been fooled. This snake catching trap seems simple. When you actually operate, you'll understand how difficult it is. The trap idea is when a snake approaches and passes through. The lasso will be firmly imprisoned. The difficulty of this kind of trap lies in the mechanism. If the lasso is not grasped when triggered, then the snake will break free and leave. So one must be very careful when handling it. Try as shown in the display picture. Fix the pressure plate by tension. Theoretically, it can be caught. Mick bet the snake would come ashore from here. A trap was set up in such a large place. It can be said to be quite confident. In fact, this is not only capable of catching snakes. Even mice are within the capture range. Sky still thinks fishing should be more stable. As long as one can catch a fish, use uneaten internal organs as bait. I'm confident that I can catch bigger fish. She didn't expect that the little fish would only eat the bait and not take the bait. It seems that there is really no way to solve it. Only one more lead wire can be added. Let the fish hook and bait float up. Then push this to the middle. Hope there will be a surprise when you come tomorrow morning. Sky is going to find some leaves to add to the bed. I really miss that soft big bed at home. I can still endure going hungry by myself. It's really unacceptable not to have enough sleep. After all the hustle and bustle, we have collected enough materials. My body, however, couldn't hold on any longer. Enduring the discomfort, I took the materials back. Suddenly, I have a feeling of being out of breath. I drink water all the time except water. I still can't get rid of the feeling of nausea. I knew before coming that the challenge was not easy, but no one told her it would be so uncomfortable. I can't even speak clearly now. Just want to sit there quietly and have a rest. Mick didn't expect it to turn out like this. It really can only be overcome by Sky himself. If one can't even drink water, then the problem is really too serious. Try to let your partner have more rest. Only by obtaining food can energy be replenished. It is estimated that the situation will improve. Sky tried to control his body. Vomiting can't go on any longer. Once the dehydration situation intensifies, it's all over. Lie down immediately and have a good rest. Mick expanded the scope of exploration. Hope to find some meat to eat. I originally intended to create more traps. There happens to be animal walking paths here again. Obviously, it's just waiting for him to set the trap. The curved branches are paired with lassos. It can be used as a trap simply. Fix it with a half knot. On the other side is a single knot. Fix the trap at the end and it's done. I'm worried that this mechanism might be triggered by mistake and lead to failure. Mick also felt at ease after repeated adjustments. Hope to get some meat to eat as soon as possible. The challenge has reached the 9th day. There's still no gain over there in the trap. The stomach is full of water now. Sky felt that the challenge carried through hunger. There is no food to replenish energy. All kinds of physical problems followed. Mick is going to make a fish cage. Increase the possibility of harvest a little. Sky was unwilling to just sit and wait for food. Try her best to get food. All Mick can do is boil more water for her to drink. Hope everything will get better. There was still no movement at all over the trap. Not even a trace of an animal could be seen. When one is old, they still have to starve in the wild. It's truly heart-wrenching to hear and tearful to hear. It is also unknown how long the situation will last. Sky has only one goal. That is to find more snails to eat. These days have seriously held my partner back. If there is no physical problem being taken care of, he can devote more time to foraging. Physical discomfort combined with a negative attitude. I feel like I really can't hold on any longer. If you have to rely on your partner to complete the challenges from now on, then what is the significance of her coming? It seems that it wants to go home. Sky began to miss the wonderful life he once had. Constantly persuade oneself to give up the challenge. What benefits will staying here bring to the partner? She felt it was time to prepare for the farewell. It turns out that even if the survival coach comes over, the challenges arranged by the program team are also very difficult. Especially in terms of hunger, it is difficult to improve in a short period of time. Let's see how Mick is doing later. If one still has to continue starving, she might as well go home early for a nice meal. It feels like there's no turning point. Mick doesn't know this. Still thinking about where to set the traps. I thought it was a sure bet. I don't know why there's nothing to eat here. There is a serious suspicion that he was targeted by the program team. The fish cage should be my last attempt. If this can't even get food, he doesn't know what to do either. It's impossible to move to another place. Sky returned to the camp with firewood. This might be the only thing one can do. I can't help with anything else either. It has indeed seriously held back the team. Nevertheless, Mick never thought of giving up on his teammates. Hope Sky can hold on a little longer. It will get better as long as food is obtained. Sky was thus tricked into staying for one more day. It's basically Mick who is working now. The problem is that she can't even drink water. If this continues, the body still won't be able to hold on. Every day, I force myself to persist. There was great restlessness in my heart. Try to control your body. There was not much water in the body to begin with. Keep vomiting like this. I'm afraid my intestines will turn over. Mick kept refilling the chicken soup on the side. Everyone is a survival coach. It's very clear what is needed in the current situation. Sky's emotions were completely broken down. The condition of nausea and retching cannot be relieved. At any time, one may not be able to bear the challenge of quitting. Mick doesn't think this is a problem. He had a premonition that the trap would surely work. The body will get better with the supplementation of food. Although Sky didn't get much better after drinking the chicken soup, but still decided to keep struggling. She doesn't want her partner to stay alone to face the challenges. The situation is very clear now. Can Sky keep going? It's just to see when Mick can get the food here. The two sat quietly there to rest. Having a partner in the wild can support each other. It's really a very lucky thing. Strive to complete the challenge together in front of the camera. The challenge has reached the 11th day. Sky felt a little better, but not much. Just drinking water doesn't change anything. Mick is also striving to make fish cages. If this can't catch any fish, I'm really going to starve all the way until the end. The fish cage funnel has been almost done. Once you get into this hole, you can't get out. The finished product looks quite good. I just don't know if the fish nearby like it or not. Sky doesn't have any thoughts on this. Just want to replenish the water quickly. Mick in order to increase the success rate of fishing. A fence funnel was also manufactured. Catch all the fish flowing downstream in one net. Let's stand still for a while and see how it works. I'm just curious why no bait was placed. Sky did feel better after replenishing his water. The stomach is full of water now. In fact, going hungry is still acceptable. But I couldn't fall asleep peacefully for a long time. The situation is very bad, and I don't know why there's a dull pain here. I don't even have the strength to stand. For safety reasons, a doctor can only be called over. Lack of nourishment from food for a long time. The harm to the body is quite great. Sky couldn't hold back her emotions and burst into tears. It's the first time I feel so uncomfortable. Seeing this, the doctor hurried up to examine. There was no stock in the body to begin with. She replenished too much water at once. It places a very heavy burden on the stomach. The situation is not optimistic. It needs to be sent to the hospital for further examination and treatment. Sky suspected that the water wasn't boiled thoroughly. I was too eager to drink something unclean. Mick heard the noise and came to have a look as well. Seeing the status of the partner, it's impossible to keep challenging. The doctor went to discuss with the program team. Let Mick say a proper goodbye to Sky. Neither side has been doing well these days. If Mick doesn't have to take care of Sky, then he will have more energy to devote to other places. Sky really had no need to go on. Hope she can go back and recover soon. What Mick didn't expect, Skidda was in such a state and still wanted to struggle a little. Good grief. How could the challenge be accomplished like this? That's really too exaggerated. Now Sky is not just suffering from stomach cramps. There is also the problem of fever and dehydration. The worst thing is that there are no professional instruments for inspection. The doctor is not sure what caused it. It must be sent to the hospital for treatment. Although everyone knows that such a day will come sooner or later. But when it comes to actually facing it, one still feels extremely sad. Sky was crying extremely hard. I almost couldn't catch my breath. After a period of discomfort, I still accepted leaving. Now she only hopes that Mick can successfully complete the challenge. Mick was also very sad to watch Sky leave. I don't know if I will also be carried away. I'm feeling extremely down now. There is no motivation at all for the challenge. I want to keep challenging. Emotions need to be adjusted quickly. I can't be affected by Sky any longer. The challenge has reached its 12th day. Mick knows that what he needs most now is food. The fish in the problem fish cage were not caught. Instead, the leaves blocked the hole. Good grief. Isn't there any food nearby at all? Perhaps it's really necessary to consider moving. If Sky were still here, it can also help share the pressure to some extent. Do you have to do everything by yourself now? The body became even weaker, just when Mick was so hungry that he doubted his life. The cobra actually came to the door on its own initiative. This is really wonderful. The trident in my hand is finally put to use. He wasn't sure of the location of the big snake, but the sound should be not far away. This place is perfect for snakes to launch surprise attacks. Observe the surrounding situation carefully on the spot. Mick hesitated for a long time, but still decided to follow his heart. Since there are snakes lurking nearby, we still need to be careful here at the camp. If a snake crawls over in the middle of the night, the photographers have all gone back to rest. I'm afraid no one will even know that I was bitten. My mood was extremely anxious. When on earth can I fill my stomach? Whether the body can hold out until the evacuation is also a question. The challenge has reached the 13th day. While I still have some energy now, we have to find a way to take down this snake. There's a path where snakes crawl nearby. If it can be found smoothly, I still have a little hope that I can persist until the end. The main task today is to explore the surroundings, clean up the redundant traps, guide the snakes to the appropriate places for convenient hunting. It has to be said that Mick is really vigorous in his old age. Having been hungry for so long, I still have the energy to work. If it were me, I would have been too hungry to go home long ago. He quite wants to get some bait to attract the fish. The problem is that they are all so hungry. I'm afraid if there were really any, I would have eaten them long ago. There's some small rocks nearby. Mick hasn't gone up to have a look yet. He knows that lizards like to live in this kind of environment. There is still a chance to get some meat. Just then, a little snake was discovered. The problem is too small in size. Even dogs shake their heads when they see it. Good grief. It's nice to have meat to eat. Mick has even become disgusted. It's quite suitable to be used as bait. It remained motionless and just crossed back. You could try fishing now. After taking out the internal organs of the snake, there was only this little meat left. Rather than wasting time roasting it, it would be better to put it in the fish cage as bait. It's said that way. I suggest you save some meat to eat. I'm really afraid that his body won't be able to hold on and he'll faint. The trap left by Sky was also used. Hope it can bring him some good luck. The challenge has already reached the 16th day. Eat some plants besides drinking water. Mick doesn't even know how much weight he has lost. Anyway, I walk with a light and airy gait. If the evacuation point is still some distance away from here, can he really complete the challenge in this state? Don't count on the trap over there. The bait was all eaten up by the small fish. The same is true in the fish cage. The situation is becoming less and less optimistic. He didn't expect to be so hungry. Good news. There were snakes wandering around the camp in the middle of the night. The bad news is not only that one is scared awake completely. There was no gain at all. There's clearly food around. Why can't I get something to eat by myself? The challenge has reached the 20th day. Now, we don't let go of anything edible that we see, even a tiny scorpion. Mick had to grab it and roast it over the fire. Such precious protein is really not easy. He didn't understand why the snake didn't come to gather in its stomach. Stomach acid is so tempting to snakes that it makes them cry. Interestingly, it is becoming less and less afraid of fire. Make progress a little bit every day. If this continues, I'm afraid I'll be in my arms. Mick suggested that it would be better to go directly into the fire. Tomorrow is the day of evacuation. He is too lazy to go out looking for food. Try to have more rest and drink plenty of water. By the way, I'll study the evacuation itinerary. Not only is it necessary to cross the jungle, one still has to pass through cliffs and precipices. It's completely impossible to walk it all in one day. He intends to transform the fish cage into a package. Evacuate half of the distance first today. Theoretically, if I drink more water, I can last until the end tomorrow. It's quite beautiful to think about. It's just that this road is even more difficult to walk than imagined. The probability of encountering snakes in the wild has increased significantly. It's better to walk slowly than to have an accident. It took 3 hours to walk to this side of the river. It's decided to stay here for the night tonight. It's not the time to rest yet. Arrange the camp immediately after a brief supply. In fact, just spread some leaves on the ground. The key still lies in the fire. Only by igniting it can the replenishment of moisture be ensured. There's no need to worry about being attacked by mosquitoes at night either. Seize the time to have more rest. Mick thinks he is quite capable. So hungry at such an old age. When you wake up tomorrow, it will be the day of evacuation. These days have really not been easy. The last day will come soon. I didn't see any good food Mick ate throughout the whole process. Now I tell you that he is going to complete the evacuation. It is estimated that not many people will believe it. One problem is that there are blisters on the feet. The walking speed will decrease significantly. The most terrifying thing is to puncture a wound on the road and get infected. Anyway, is this last stretch of the road left. Even if you crawl, you should climb to the evacuation point. Anyway, it's fine to arrive before dark. Mick really walks entirely by willpower. I even doubted whether it was secretly eaten. Otherwise, how could one still have the energy to walk? It took almost 5 hours. Finally, we arrived at the evacuation point. Mick might not be the strongest in terms of strength, but it must be the one that can starve the most. He just wants to go back quickly for a nice meal now. I wonder which other experts will come. Let's wait and see together. I saw fans say there's a script for wilderness survival. The show crew just smiled and said nothing. Backhand will black powder invited over to participate. The location was also carefully selected. They're good at getting food. Let's see how good the fans are this year. See if it's real. I can do it. You probably don't remember Ernie, do you? For those who have participated in the Naked Survival Challenge, he's a super fan who loves him more than the director. You can see all kinds of offline activities. The players like to talk to Ernie too. Whoever didn't know it thought he was on the show. Ernie doesn't watch Naked Survival every day, just to talk to the contestants and learn survival skills. Watch every detail over and over again. It's hard to find a crazier man. No wonder Ernie went for the challenge. The children's wish for him was not to die then. I wonder how he'll behave. Mandy came to the challenge as a fan. Now I'm so excited I can't stop my heart. I usually take my kids to watch the show. I thought I didn't make it to the challenge. Let the kids keep signing up when they're old. I didn't think I'd be so lucky to be here. I usually do exercises to prepare for it. Try to set a good example for the kids. When they grow up, they take part in the challenge. He has served in the military. She thinks she's got something. You know, naked in front of the camera. More or less shy. I wish my partner wouldn't keep staring at me. After all, she is naturally attractive. This time it's all fans with little survival experience. The show let them stay for 14 days. In theory, as long as there are no surprises, you can still complete the challenge. As for eating well, it depends on their strength. Ernie came by with autographs from all the players. This time, we need to bring in the big boys. Let him eat and drink in the wild. He served in the army for almost 30 years. I'm pretty good at surviving in the wild. I'm still addicted to learning. Ernie thinks nothing can bring him down. It's only 14 days and at the handle. Already looking forward to something delicious to eat. I don't like being naked on camera, but if it's for the challenge, he's willing to keep it that way. I didn't know 2 crazy fans were doing it together. I wonder if I can surprise the show. They soon met at their destination. It's not awkward to meet someone like that for the first time. Can't wait to explore. Ernie says he's a big fan. Don't pay attention to the old iron, remember to pay attention. Bring you more different wild survival. Mandy had no idea he was so professional. She only got into it last year. I hope the big guy can fly himself here. After a brief exchange between the two, now we can check the equipment. Ernie already has 2 original bags at home. This has to be framed when the challenge is over. It has to be 100% original. Mandy was stunned by the love. He's a super fan. Ernie brought a bow and arrow this time. He wanted to take it home as a souvenir. Mandy brought dental floss to ensure oral hygiene. Ernie says, "Are you kidding?" Mandy had no idea her partner was so smart. "I was joking. Brought a machete. Actually, the two get along so well. What can we expect from them?" Now follow the map to the water source. It kind of looks like a cave. That would save the construction effort. The show crew takes good care of people. Ernie went back to pack up the Amway show. Don't say a word and start the challenge immediately. It's about a 4-mile walk. It's surrounded by dense jungle, rugged terrain coupled with a variable climate. Satisfy your heart that loves a challenge. Don't worry about food at all. It's all good food that will take you to dinner. We'll see what happens next. The rocks on the ground are pretty sharp. I was prepared for it, but I was shocked by the environment. If it wasn't for those feet, they'd be thick as a cheek. I'm afraid we're going to have to get a big red to start with. The two plan challenges while exchanging ideas. We both have a good impression of our partners. I feel very hopeful that I can complete the challenge. I can still adapt to the environment. But as we go deeper and deeper, it feels like a sign of dehydration. We need to find a water source soon. This side of the problem is not easy. When two people are tired to doubt life. Finally, I can see a cave up ahead. It's not even inside yet. I can smell a smell. The problem is not very big. A little cleaning up can be a campsite. The most important thing is that it has water. Overall, it was quite satisfactory. Now is the time to start the fire. Not sure what danger is around the animal, but night bats certainly come alive. If you don't have a flame, you might get scratched by them. What if it gets infected? It won't be as simple as antibiotics. Although Mandy had some training before she got here. But building a fire is a real no-no. Tried several times, but failed to ignite. I made myself sweat. Ernie watched as his partner kept trying. It felt very strange about that. The firearm is in hand and the material is dry. Reason is not supposed to fail. He returned with another pile of dry material. By the way, how to use a firearm. Never mind that it lit up. It's not easy. Starting a fire almost wears you out. The smoke was getting thicker and thicker. I can barely keep my eyes open. Are you sure it's okay to stay in there all night? We had to divert the fire outside. Do you find it easy to watch TV? It's a real headache when it's your turn. All kinds of things need to be learned slowly. Luckily, there's a cave where you don't have to build shelter. I don't even have a place to sleep tonight. It's just that there's no fire inside. The surrounding mosquitoes are becoming extremely active. Put on your side. Worst of all, the bats come back to rest. It's covered all over. How is it possible to sleep in this environment? Tomorrow, or find a new place to camp, or to get used to bat coexistence. I didn't sleep well the first night. Bats have been making noises all night. The only benefit is fewer mosquitoes. A few more nights should get you used to it. A fire can't keep burning outside the cave. Wake up every day and make a fire. It's a little troubling to even think about it. The problem is it can't light now. You need drier wood. Otherwise, it won't work for half a day. The nearby materials are even worse. It crumbles and it's wet. It took a lot of work to get the good ones. If you start a fire like this every day, instant sensation of scalp tingling. Ernie thought carefully about what to do in such a situation. Usually they light up pretty well. Why are you asking so many questions? We can't keep obsessing about the fire. What resources do you have in the neighborhood? It's better to get something to eat. Machetes are not suitable for dealing with surrounding animals. The easiest thing to use is a spear. I can help you on your way. They can keep their distance when facing their prey. It is highly recommended for outdoor walking. Usually there's food under the rock. It is best to be able to find snakes to eat. Their thinking is simple. Nothing around the problem. It's hard to be hungry. I went around and I found this cactus. I hear it's better when it's roasted. They don't know if it's true. It's enough to keep it clean, anyway. The cactus was put back on the fire and roasted again. Doesn't Ernie feel like a cucumber? It's the same as not eating. I don't want to eat anymore if I can help it. I miss eating meat every day. Suddenly, there was thunder in the sky. My worst fears were realized. Fire can only be transferred in on rainy days. If this fire goes out, there's really no dry wood burning around. The smoke is worse than expected. I don't feel like I'm warming myself up. They smoke it inside. The situation is getting worse. I can't imagine the chaos at night. Now the temperature is getting lower and lower. They hugged each other for warmth. The effect, however, was modest. You still have to warm up with some exercise. There were naked men and women playing sports. It's kind of weird to think about it. The challenge came on day 5. The rain stopped for a rare sunny day. The cave was wet everywhere. It's going to flood this place in the rainy season. It's best to move on for safety's sake. If the map the show gave us is correct, then they have to go to the cenote to get water. It's almost 3 kilometers away. It's all groundwater over there, and there's plenty of food there. If I could eat a whole crocodile, we'll have food for the rest of our lives. Ernie felt compelled to go and see. No good will come of staying where you are. Mandy was being manipulated by her partner. It certainly feels that way. I don't want to live next door to bats anymore. Protect your shoes before you go. We can't let the rocks down there slow us down. There's a tequila nearby to use. Cut the plant into strips and twist. Just tie it up like she did. And don't say it looks really good. I don't know how durable it is. 2 people pack up and get ready to go. When we get there, we build our own shelter. I get a headache just thinking about it. The Wilderness Survival Challenge is really not easy. Everything needs to be considered. The pressure is so great that I can hardly breathe. Thought the rock underneath was the biggest problem. I didn't realize mosquitoes were so annoying. The mood is getting more agitated. The shoes only took about an hour. Has begun to fall apart. The speed of walking is going down and down. How happy you were laughing. Now that's how hard it is. There's a stone path up there. I don't think I can do that without a break. Double-check the location of the landing point before he dared to take a step forward, despite being so careful. But that foot has to hurt anyway, as much as I want to stop and rest. But we can't waste any more time. Just suck it up and carry on. Ernie thought he had been careless, learning wilderness survival skills. I forgot to exercise my feet. There seems to be plenty of room for improvement. Mandy felt the same around her. I don't think it's getting lost in circles. Ernie, tell your partner to calm down. It couldn't have been that bad. It's always going in the same direction. Don't scare yourself. Mandy's still freaking out. I was afraid I'd led the wrong way. Luckily, there's a cenote just up the road. It really drives people crazy. There's plenty of water around here. I'm sure you can find food with reason. Look at the crocodile over here. The size is really very attractive. It's just that Ernie's foot won't hold up. Every step is like stepping on a brother. The pain was excruciating. Kneel down to a flatter place. My feet are finally a little more comfortable. Bring the fire to a boil first. The next step is to build a simple shelter. Don't ask how good the quality can be. Just a little protection from the wind. It was nice to get in there. It's the bugs inside that can't be stopped. The ass is constantly being chewed. I'm afraid it's going to go deeper. Probably slept less than 2 hours all night. The state of mind is terrible. The shelter needs to be better. If you don't get gnawed every day, you'll go crazy. The more common A-frame structure is adopted. There's plenty of room for both of them. The surrounding materials are just right for the construction. Thought we'd finish early and take a break nearby. It's just that the rain's coming. There was no time left for them to prepare. Barely finished before the rain. I mean, that's pretty shabby. There is absolutely no way to stop the rain. Raindrops kept falling in. Ernie had to work in the rain, even if we finally finished the shelter. But it didn't stop the rain, just to keep the fire going. They've been tortured to death. We are now halfway through the challenge. It's a lot more emaciated than when we got here. Mandy is an emotional wreck. If Ernie hadn't been there to encourage, she already called the show home. The main thing is who can bear to starve every day. Now we have to perfect the shelter. I'm going to change it to something more sheltered. The need for wood that is growing exponentially. I spend most of my time on it. I haven't even seen the meat. Is this going to make sure the belly's okay? The shelter is just getting ready for further improvement. Thunder was heard in the sky. This rainstorm is going to stop for a while before coming to work. The shelter is better than I thought. At least no raindrops are falling in. Ernie was so comfortable that he snored. It's not easy. The challenge came on the 8th day. The shelter was quite successful. No more worrying about waking up in the middle of the night. The biggest problem now is food. Haven't had a good meal in a long time. What did Ernie say about taking a bow and arrow to hunt? See if there's anything to eat around here. I don't see any fish here. Crocodiles are a little too risky. A lizard in a tree is more to your liking. Too bad Mandy didn't take her chance. Hunger has taken a toll on concentration. The body is getting weaker day by day. Ernie felt like he couldn't shoot the arrow. There's no decent food around, and it's not convenient to draw a bow, even if the prey is ahead. He said he was scared before he got within range. The next few days were spent trying to find food. Mandy is so thin, she can't hold it back. I never thought I'd be this hungry. I don't even have the strength to cry out loud. The challenge is on its 13th day. Tomorrow is the day of the evacuation. If we don't find food today, I don't know how they can hold on, you know? Even a lizard doesn't have the strength to catch it. Mandy had to call her partner for help. See if he can hunt it with a bow. The distance between the two sides is not very far. Pick up the bow and shoot straight. The good news is it hit the target. The bad news is it's crawling up there. It's too hard to fix an arrow at this height. The only way to get food, that is to cut down the tree. Mandy's pinning all her hopes on this. The idea is good, the problem is really bad. The two tried their best to get the lizard down, but it still had the strength to jump into the tree opposite. Looks like there's no chance we'll bleed out and pass out. In the end, I have no choice but to give up food. Brace yourself for the day of evacuation. Man, no wonder the show is on 14 days. It turned out to be the limit of starvation for ordinary people. The director really put it there. Mandy felt like she was going to the limit. She was eager to ask the person who completed the challenge, how the hell did it work out? Is the food really enough to fill you up? The two comforted each other. Let the lizard feed it to the dogs. Completing the challenge is more important. We're still some way from the evacuation point, although the body is already very weak. But it's a high state of mind. They believe in the protection of their shoes. I'm sure I can finish the challenge and go home. It doesn't matter what you meet on the way, does it? Only the desire to win. The exit was not easy. There were sharp stones and thorns everywhere. Lucky to have prepared shoes in advance, or we're going home in a big circle. They were not walking very fast. Every step is so hard. They gritted their teeth and carried on. There is no water to replenish, all by force of will. If the shoe is not disconnected, need to rest. Probably as far as the extraction point. It was almost a 3-hour walk through the jungle. I saw a different path. The show's car is in position. It's not easy. I didn't need any meat the whole time. Good thing it's only a 14-day challenge. Every day of challenge, people will collapse. After all, is this fan a challenge? I wonder if they'll do it again. Let's wait and see. I wonder where the show gets its talent. But Stitches have the nerve to join the challenge. Don't talk about squatting down to the bathroom. I don't want to break the wire if I fart. The ability to starve is terrifying. It takes several days to break a shrimp. I was fed the whole time with 2 jackfruit. I don't know how he does it, you know. Anyone else would have fainted from hunger. Let's see how he did it. Real Man Rail is here for the challenge. Why call him that? Mainly before the challenge. Rail talks about going skiing when his head gets hot. Accidentally fall buttocks like 17 needles. If that rock had gone down a little bit, I'm going to have to call on my sister Rail. The doctor doesn't recommend a challenge. If the wound gets infected, half your ass has to say goodbye. Rail has no control over that. If he can't make it to the challenge, might as well be his sister. Stay here for 21 days. I don't know if my ass can handle it. Rail has a lot of experience with death. I'm pushing my limits every day. Survival in the wild is the best total death experience. And now he's playing with an injury. The fact that you're here is admirable. Rail thinks this is the meaning of life. See how you conquer this place. Eli lives in the desert all year round. It feels so good to be surrounded by water right now. Don't look skinny. In fact, she often ventured out into the wild, whether it's building a fire or catching fish with your bare hands. Well, you'd have to have real hands. Interesting challenge the day before. She and her girlfriend went to get a certificate. Dude, I'm sure it's because of girl love. Not the other side, trying to get the insurance money. Eli doesn't think it's a problem. She thinks she has some strength. Even if something happens, the wife has a safety net. Crying to death? Why didn't that happen to me? This is the Philippine jungle. Extreme day and night temperature differences and humidity. Most people feel sick after a few days. Poisonous spiders and venomous snakes can be warded off with care. An ant colony is bad. One bite is enough to make me feel bad. If there's a swarm of them, the picture is too beautiful to think about. It used to be that we met naked. I didn't expect the show crew to do the whole thing. The two met with their clothes on. The show wants them to take it off in person. That's bad enough. It's way more awkward than being naked. It's really not a little bit guarded. If it's set to some island music, it feels even more ambiguous. There's nothing wrong with looking at each other. In fact, the toe is about to break the ground. Let's move on to the equipment. I didn't think mosquito nets would be the best thing. More people with fishing tools. Others are more common supporting. It can basically meet the needs of wild survival. Follow the directions on the map. It's a long way from the nearest water source. Theoretically, it's rich in resources. We can pick up more on the way. It's just that the ground is boiling hot. If you don't, you think it's teppanyaki. Eli noticed Rael's ass. Those stitches up there are really shocking. I didn't think skiing could hurt me like that. She's just curious about 17 stitches in it. How does Rael go to the bathroom? I feel like I'm gonna burst if I crouch down. Eli thinks his partner is really good. I couldn't have done it myself. Rael just got stitches 2 weeks ago. It's hard to cure completely in such a short time. I'm afraid I'm leaving in a few days. Rael says it's okay to get used to it. He believes he can get through it safely. Soon came to the waterfall. I finally found a place to wash my ass. Now we need to find a suitable place to camp. If there's a storm, water level surges. I'm afraid they're going to be submerged. Rael's a little scared of rocks now. If he drops it again, you could just turn into sisters and survive. There's a rock wall right around here to lean on. You just need to clean the cobwebs out. If we're lucky, we'll get some spiders. It's nice. It's really annoying to clean up. Bugs keep popping out. Even ants are the size of a finger. If this were a bite, I'd probably get a big fat round my ass. All I can think of is a fire. Eli picked up the beater and gave it a few clicks. And so the fire would burn smoothly. Rael saw how powerful his partner was. I was so excited that I almost ripped the cord. Eli would rather he did less work. I don't want to crack under my partner. Rael doesn't think there's anything wrong with him. Want to show you what it means to be light as a swallow. Boy, you really don't care about the wound. With a smile on his face. I'm really confused about Eli. Rael's got the jitters of working here. I don't think his ass is going to heal. The shelter is much simpler. Place the stick directly on the Y-shaped rod as the beam, and then it's fixed with rock. There's a bed of palm leaves underneath. Finally, put the mosquito net down, and we're done. Rail now that's getting more and more expansive. Maybe even last month. By night, the two were satisfied with the shelter. It was supposed to be protected by mosquito nets and a fire. You don't have to worry about mosquitoes. Who would have thought ants would come out of the ground? The bite made them sick all over. You don't know how you made it to dawn. I've been fighting ants all night. It was a terrible war. If you can't get rid of the ants, I don't think this challenge is going to last. Rail's worried about ants moving up his ass, planning to scatter ash around the shelter. It interferes with the ants' senses a little bit. That alone is not safe enough. And spread banana leaves on the floor. Avoid direct skin contact with ants on the ground. It looks like a pretty good one. I don't know if I'll get a good night's sleep. Eli gives the nets a simple treatment. This will keep out the mosquitoes. It covers the inside to protect the body. The effect is much better than expected. Sleep straight through the night. The biggest problem now is food. I don't want to starve 9 times in 3 days. They don't have much body fat. If you starve for days, you'll break up. See if the river can fix the protein. Even some snails. Rail suddenly opened his mouth wide. I thought I saw something big. Turns out it was just a shrimp. It is necessary to remove the mosquito net for this purpose and turn it into a fish cage. Rail thought it was necessary. The main thing is it's not hard to make. Put bait in the middle. When the shrimp can't stop eating, you can lift it up and eat it. Eli wasn't too impressed. I can't get enough shrimp to eat. Such a negative attitude made Rail uncomfortable. I like to ask the show crew, where did you find the Wulong Phoenix chick? Why is every episode so good? Rail didn't answer to Eli. alone to the river to catch shrimp. This fish cage is harder to use than I thought. It's often not out of the water. The shrimp have long since fled. I tried for hours with no luck. Eli knew this was going to happen. It's not that I'm too negative. It's not going to do any good. It's still up to her to do it. Make baskets from the surrounding materials. Isn't this about punching Rael in the face? The two are getting more and more strange now. Rael thinks he's good at it. While it was dark, the shrimp became active. He wants to prove that the fish cage works, just by the light of the camera. Are you sure you can navigate the river? Eli thinks there's something wrong with his partner, running for a challenge with a bum injury. Now, I catch shrimp in the dark. I'm gonna need a couple more stitches in my ass. Rael broke into a voice. There really wasn't an accident, was there? Turns out Rael caught a shrimp. I was so excited that I was screaming. Eli's really gonna laugh at him. It's been a long night. Anyway, it's good to have food, you know? Rael is still enjoying the shrimp. Wait until dawn to cook in the pot. For Rael, this is seafood soup. The head can still be used as bait. Long-lost protein should be enjoyed. It's a shame it's so easy. It's the day Rael gets her stitches out. The doctor should check on the recovery. This is an embarrassing scene. Rael just wants to get this over with. The recovery went better than I could have imagined. With the wire removed, he could drop it. It's just that it hurts to deal with. I just want the doctor to give me some anesthesia. Eva, on the other hand, gloated. Anyone with a bum injury. Is this really that painful? Rael managed to make it to the end of the line, although it's still a little sore down there. But that doesn't detract from the challenge ahead. More confident about making it to the last day. When night came, Rael decided to go back to catching shrimp. If the camera lights weren't flashing, no one would have seen him at all. Perfect for a night out. Just a little slippery on the ground. I sprayed my foot off by mistake. Boy, that's just the right ass. That's when the foot starts talking about a strike. The challenge came on day 6. Rael's foot is much better. He wants to catch all the shrimp in the pond. Eli's basket is almost finished. I'm sure we can get more food. Rael, there's another surprise. A very small fish. He thinks he's a very good fisherman. Too bad the show didn't bring extra gear. All that fishing skill to waste. Since the last shrimp catch, they never got anything to eat. The body can't carry on like this. Eli was so anxious, wondering if we should find another place to forage. Rael thinks the bait should be snared. I'm sure we can get it all in. The two men disagreed about food. There's a little bit of mutual resentment. Rael thinks Eli just got hungry and lost his temper. He doesn't want to keep fighting. What? Just hope we can get food fast. Eli finally got the basket. Stuff it with sticks to hide it. In theory, just put it in the water. There's a conflict between the two of you. Eva didn't want to listen to Rael. She has her own ideas for the arrangement. I don't need any advice from Rael. I know how to survive in the wild. Rael had a hard time watching that. You know a little bit about partners. I'd be surprised if I could catch a shrimp. If the photographer wasn't around, he wanted to rush over and have an argument. Eva thinks there's nothing wrong with her. Rael was hungry and anxious. The two of them really don't agree with each other. Can we successfully complete the challenge? Rael doesn't want to talk to his partner anyway. Go alone to gather materials to complete the shelter. I hope Eli did as well as he said he would. The challenge continued on the 8th day. The trap is exactly as imagined. There's nothing to be gained in there. Rael thinks it's in a really bad place. He would have caught it if he had set it up. Eli looked relieved, confident in his survival skills. It's hard to imagine being here for 11 days. Haven't got anything to eat yet. They were starving. Eli keeps setting up baskets there against his will. Rael was very uncomfortable to watch. Keep up this internal consumption, let alone 21 days. It's a question of making it through the next few days. Rael thinks this place is bad. If I'd moved somewhere earlier, maybe I wouldn't be so hungry. Every day is not a gain. I can make it to the 17th day. It's hard to see how good two people are at survival. The ability to starve is amazing. It's bad enough as it is. I didn't expect the clouds to gather. Eli has to hurry to gather firewood. Make sure the fire holds up at all times. Rael thought it was nice, just in time to taste fresh rain. He soon abandoned the idea. The shelter isn't even ready yet. The rain is said to wash down. Water must be rising on that side of the river. The basket has no chance of getting any food. They were completely separated from the fire. This is just burning lonely. Rael felt that life was full of obstacles. I've been up and down lately, and a partner is so difficult. I wish I could just quit the challenge and go home. The rain did not last long, barely enough to keep going. Eli was also very upset with his partner. She thinks she's easy to get along with. How do you run into a guy like Rael? Two people stay together, that is a lot of conflict. Rael wouldn't say anything more, would he? Just try to get through the challenge. It's been 18 days, and they still haven't got food. I'm looking so worried from here. What part of survival does Eli think this is? It's a test of how hungry you can be. I can't even go to the bathroom now. I'm afraid of completely emptying my body. When Rael was young, it was hard. He's a lot kinder now. Add in the but stitches. I've been keeping my emotions in check. He wants to be in front of the camera. Show your friendly side. Not because of your partner's bad attitude. Affect your own challenges. As long as I can get food to eat. Rael believes that any conflict can be solved. Walking in the wild every day. Finally found that jackfruit on the tree. I didn't expect to get such a big surprise. Much bigger than your own thigh. He can't wait to show it to his partner. Eli didn't expect Rael to get food. I was worried my body was going to lose it. With this jackfruit for energy, there'll be no problem on evacuation day. The two chatted over food, just like Rael thought. As long as Eli can feed himself, then you can still communicate well. I mean, your soft touch. Still got to give Rael some face. A little exchange would be a reconciliation. Cherish the last days that follow. The jackfruit has been cooked thoroughly. It smells really good. That's a good time to eat. Before you know it, evacuation day has arrived. Although the body is still in a weak state. But there's only one last stretch left. No matter how hard and tired, we have to stick to the past. It's about 5 kilometers from the extraction point. Hike upstream all the way. It's not just the impact of the river. And watch out for landslides. Eli's out ahead, feeling the way. Rail's in the back. The journey was relatively smooth. Keep the rhythm going. We're almost at the evacuation point. Rail found a place to lighten the load. Eli thinks his partner is a real talent. After a 3-hour trek, the two men finally reached the path to the evacuation point. The show's car is already ready. This challenge is not easy. You could say they barely ate, all by starving to the end. Now you know what to do to survive in the wild. I wonder what other gods are coming back. Let's wait and see. Men's happiness is actually very simple. All it takes is a trap and a rat. He can sit there all night staring at Happy. I'll catch snakes and roast them during the day. It tastes good, though, but it's not as interesting as rat cake. Let's put this on the fire. It smells like snake meat. He didn't even let go of the meat between his teeth. I have to pull it out and go over it again. You can imagine how delicious this is. Essa is on her way to the challenge. Don't be fooled by appearances. Her job is to make everyone happy. Artificially inseminate a cow with both hands. It's not an easy job, is it? While trying to control Nyonyo's emotions. Reaching in and aiming the gun. I can't do it with less force. The challenge of survival in the wild is difficult. No easier job than my own. That's how confident she is. The only thing that could go wrong. I'm afraid we're just getting used to it. William is well adapted to his surroundings. No change to the weather at all. I feel a little bit anxious. A little rain could be a big deal. Soon she said she couldn't take a break. Issa's team is in position. Begin to unbind yourself. Don't know how good the partner is. I'm sure it's good to hang out with me. He spent most of his time on the farm. Not with Nyonyo, just hanging out with the kids. I think I miss them, but it's a rare challenge to come and relax. Enjoy yourself. William has arrived without incident. He likes to go camping with his family. Enjoy the joy of nature. Don't look at William smiling all the time. He was the king of special forces in his youth. Survival in the wild is perfectly fine. Try to survive alone in the wild for 2 weeks. Now add the blessing of the family that is full of confidence in the challenge. He was ready to starve. I don't know what's going on with the partner. Soon the two men came to the meeting point. Not embarrassed about being naked at all. It was a good time. If you don't, you think you already know each other. If the show hadn't been their urging, I won't be able to stop until dark. The two already knew each other quite well. Both have good reviews. I hope this challenge can be completed together. All the tools I brought were the old ones. A machete, a mosquito net, and a standard pan, and a fire beater. I think this is a solid challenge. Follow the map to cross the ridge. After a brief discussion, the two men immediately took action. This is not an easy place for the show team. Many dangers lurk in the hot, humid jungle. Spiders and venomous snakes need no introduction. One bite spirals into the sky on the spot. The surrounding coastline is also covered with sharp rocks. Not to mention how unpredictable the weather can be. Essa has experienced the warmth of the sun. Even in the jungle, there's still a risk of sunburn. It's the first time I've faced heat in my life. It's really worrying. It's a 3-hour walk. Finally arrived at the destination beach. This is the place to go on vacation. Both of them are in a good mood now. Essa has never touched the sea. The challenge was worth it. William didn't realize his partner had never seen the ocean. This challenge is a straight line. Essa was addicted to the sea. It's like me seeing snow for the first time. I could just stand there and be happy all day. Although I can't bear Issa's happy time. But take the time to explore. The shelter needs to be set up before dark. They were lucky. Find clean water here, as long as the sea doesn't back up. Enough for both of them to puke. I feel like I don't even have to boil it. There's a cave right around here. Clean up after a happy home, to make sure they don't get attacked by crawlers at night. The best way to do that is to smoke it out on a fire. Issa thinks the show crew is a person. Very pleased with the way things started. You don't have to put a lot of effort into the shelter. There's enough room for a family of 4 at least. Just a little too many spiders. The biggest concern is a snake sneaking in. Like William wouldn't face them with his bare hands. What I feared came true. This snake trail on the ground is hard to look at. Even a small snake can send a man away. In order not to be dream gank, the fire has to burn all night. First, gather the materials to build a bed. It's more or less resistant to bugs. I wonder if the fire was next to it. What if this wind blows and burns? They obviously weren't thinking about that. All I wanted was to get the fire right. Keep the crawlers out of the cave. With a firearm in hand, it's just a few clicks away. The first day went pretty well. Except for the food. Everything else is ready. Then it's just a matter of finding a steady source of food. For 21 days, that's not a handle. They're both going to wake up laughing tonight. The next day came without a hitch. Essa still underestimated the sun's venom. I woke up this morning with a sunburn. Now it's a burning pain. You can make a little cloak out of a mosquito net. Instantly become men's favorite tool clothes. Real Name recommended everyone to try. The most common food packet at the seaside is fish. William is going to make a cone fish cage. It can work for itself in 24 hours. It's like the best thing to survive. It's a little difficult to make. The stability of the overall structure needs to be ensured, and then it's wrapped around it with vines. A pretty solid basket like this. I won't be able to do it for years. You know, fish don't back up into the barn. You get in there and you can't get out. Haven't set out to find bait yet. The hermit crab comes and offers himself. Such enthusiasm must be rolled into the basket. William is worried about being attacked by snakes in the water. Keep reminding Essa to look around. I was looking for a place to put it. After much searching, the final decision will be left here. Everything is fine as long as the tide doesn't ebb. Soon came the third day. 2 people belly that is very hungry. People are already in a trance. I miss those cows. That meat makes my mouth water. I don't know what's going on at the fish cage. I hope it surprises them. William himself is not high in fat. Plus the usual work costs a lot. Not enough food to supplement. Obviously feeling a little dizzy. Can we end the 3 days without 9 meals? It depends on the fish cage. William picked it up and said nothing. Well, obviously congratulations to them for starving 9 times in 3 days. Issa wants to go back and drink water. That snake just wants to help. William was so hungry that he forgot his fears. Whether it's poisonous or not. I'm going to have to eat today anyway. You hit the snake in the head with a stick. Kill it while it's sick. The stick reverberates. Don't look at the snake when it doesn't move. There's still a risk of getting bitten. William, now that's bloated. I wish I had more. Show you how to grab it with your bare hands. Don't blow it. Let's go back. The snake meat is delicious only when it's fresh. I have to say, just put it on fire. The smell was already intoxicating. It's that familiar chicken smell. Too bad there's only so much meat. They had a little bit of a conversation. The only way to eat is to watch the fish. Issa suggests setting up fish cages far away. William also knew the deep end would be better. There are snakes in problem water. He doesn't want to get himself involved for fish. There was a sudden rainstorm in the middle of the night. There's a constant drip of water inside the cave. The fire can't even keep out the cold. Neither of them can do anything right now. Just lay there and pray for the rain to stop. But the rain was coming down harder and harder. It didn't stop until dawn. The worst part was when the fire went out. We just have to see if there's enough coal to reignite. William rummaged for any firewood he could find. Luckily, there's still the spark. If it had been a little colder last night, I'm afraid they're about to freeze into muggles. William picked up the coal and blew it slowly. Looks like it's almost burned. You can put it in the fire and rekindle it. Only it rained from day to night. They don't have a chance to go out for food. I wonder if the fish cage is still there. Now, I seem to be lying down to save energy. There's nothing to do. This is not the challenge William was looking for. It's the 5th day. It's all rain outside. They really want to talk to the show crew. Did you check the weather forecast before the challenge? Now it rains every day and I'm trapped in a cave. No audience is going to like that. Funny thing is, after William's complaints, on the 6th day, it did stop raining. I seriously doubt that the show set up the cloud seeding. How else would it have stopped in time? None of this matters anymore. Go gather more food while the sun shines. Too bad it's the only fruit around. Probably just enough to fit between your teeth. Not to mention the fish cage. Every day it rains, the fish have long gone. Who's going to be stupid enough to get caught? William didn't expect it to go this far. There was very little food to eat. Just spend a little more time on it. You may not believe this. All I've got for a busy day is a sea urchin. The underage kind. Can they really make it to the end? You eat whatever you can get. A little energy is a little. Essa tasted sea urchins for the first time. It was fishy and smelly. I don't know why so many people like it. She remembers it like snot. Whatever Issa says, William loves it anyway. I wish my partner could eat more. How else would the body hold up? The challenge came on the 8th day. William felt a little dizzy. The fish in the water will swim to the mouth. Essa may not be fitting in here, but they're also making an effort to find food. Walked around the neighborhood a few times. Still can't find the right resources. Go back and check the cage again. It's worse than I thought. Not only are there no fish in it, the daily heavy rain caused the fish cage to stink. Totally unsuitable for catching fish. The hearts of 2 people are about to break into stars. Even the fish cages don't work. What else is there to fill the stomach? At night, the rats become active around the shelter. This made William cry. All night long wondering how to catch food, okay. At dawn, the 2 men discussed how to set the trap. This may be the closest they get to eating meat. Issa thought rats were a little disgusting. But my stomach is really hungry. If I don't eat, I'll be carried away. If you can swallow it, you can't let it go. Besides, the meat tastes good when it's cooked. William's rat trap was a classic. It's used by almost any rat catcher. All you need is enough sticks and make a notch in it. These combine to form a 4-figure trap. It was held in place by a stone. And then there's the snake entrails for bait. He didn't believe Jerry could help it. Just wait and eat tonight. The cameras were set up to shoot. This is Jerry's moment of implosion. William was the first to get up and check. He didn't think Jerry had a chance. The trap worked as expected. The moment you see food, you don't rush to eat it. Save it for the morning and enjoy it. Life is finally getting better. The challenge continues on day 11. First thing I'll do when I wake up is visit Jerry. What no one expected was, the food that was weighed down last night is gone. Boy, is it that hard to live. Just burrowed through the sand. So angry that they immediately arranged for heavier stones. If it's a one-shot shot, William is going to do a chest smash. He won't believe that rats are fine now. I'm so angry that my head is a little dizzy. Turns out even retired Special Forces kings. There's not a day you can't go hungry. All hope now rests on the trap. Essa was afraid she'd end up with nothing to eat. It's doubtful our partner will survive the evacuation. He had to go to the coast to find food. I'd love to get some clams and snails. At least don't keep your stomach growling. And then Jerry came in the night. There's just been movement at the trap. William has already rushed to check for rat cake. But when I opened it, it was empty. Well, I guess the beach is a bad place for traps. The challenge continues on the 15th day. William is still holding out for Jerry with the trap. I get all jumpy. He's been whispering, "Jerry, come on." Mouse is also quite saving face. Show up every night on time and eat the bait. I was quite pleased with William's offer. It's a fancy touch trap to create movement. William gets mad every time he goes in for a checkup. Both sides have been holding out. Until the 18th day, William and Essa couldn't take it anymore. Get the biggest rock and set the trap. This time in the jungle. If Jerry can dig his way out of the field. William said he simply withdrew from the challenge. I've never been teased by a rat in my life. If I don't catch it, I'll be up all night. We'll see if Jerry shows up tonight. The challenge is on its 19th day. The day for evacuation is approaching. Both bodies are very weak. I haven't seen Jerry since the trap was set up. Everyone is ready to continue starving. I didn't expect to get mouse cakes this time. Finally get to eat some meat before we evacuate. William was even more excited in hypoxia. I never thought I'd get excited about a rat. You can imagine how hungry these people are. Calm down and start handling the rat immediately. Don't look at how little there is left. Enough energy for both to face evacuation. Ratty smells even better than I thought. If I could get a couple of them every day. William is willing to stay here for another month. I don't waste my time laying traps every day. The roast rat meat is amazing. Not even between your teeth. Real Name recommended everyone to try. It's really crunchy and you can taste some chicken. Essa plans to go back and bake for the kids. I wonder if it's really that delicious. They didn't eat any of it anyway. Finally came to the last day unconsciously, although the body is still very weak. But it doesn't stop them from going home. William dismantled the mosquito net and made it into shoes. All we have to do is walk through the jungle to the other side, then walk a little way from here on the beach. Finally proceed to the evacuation point in deep water. It's hard enough just listening to it, not to mention annoying plants and mosquitoes on the way. All the way there was panting. The hardest part is being out in the sun. They didn't prepare a water source. We need to get to the extraction point fast. Otherwise, the longer you stay, the harder it is to hold on. Now, every step is wobbly. I'm afraid the next second, I'll be exhausted on the ground. Luckily, the show didn't give them too much trouble. The boat spoke before we got to the deep end. The two were able to breathe a sigh of relief. Next time you get a chance to come up for a challenge, do you want to put on a few pounds? I don't think my little body's holding up. I don't know what other great gods are coming to join the challenge. Let's wait and see. This group of people can really go hungry. I only eat this little meat every time. It's not as big as a hand. They just like to roast it in the fire. It tastes like crispy chicken. Some people didn't enjoy their meal to the fullest. He also cut off the size of his finger. Just looking at that makes one's heart race. There must be something wrong with being hungry. Let's see together what's going on. Sean is on his way to the destination. The whole person was extremely excited. Mainly, the crocodile meat is just too fragrant. Julian, on the other hand, was craving those spicy strips. Each one is full of the smell of poison. I wish I could just put on the mosquito net and move forward. While they are on their way, let's take a look at the situation of the contestants together. Fanny was instructed by her hot-tempered father before coming. It is suggested that the program team consider parent-child survival. Her father is really capable of enduring hunger and hardship. Learn various survival skills from a young age. Although the old man didn't think he could do it, but one still needs to have some dreams in life. Perhaps the challenge was accomplished by accident. The reason why Julian came is very simple. Just want to prove one's own strength. Back then, I dreamed of becoming the king of Special Forces. Unexpectedly, my heart rate was abnormal during the physical examination. I could only give up joining the army with tears in my eyes and throw myself into the wild. Always exercise with high standards. This time, it's just right to test where the strength lies. Sean might not be very well known to everyone, but his elder brother Chad has come to challenge twice. It's a pity that they all left in failure. I came here myself just to see how difficult it could be. By the way, help your elder brother complete the challenge. He undertakes rescue tasks in the army. It can survive in all kinds of harsh environments. There's no reason to come here. The flesh on the body looks quite firm. It should be more likely to starve than his elder brother. Doesn't know I have any particular reason. I usually enjoy immersing myself in nature. I just tried to sign up and unexpectedly got selected. After a brief discussion, it was decided to go here. Julian managed to hold on to the water source with great difficulty, but I'm extremely annoyed by the mosquitoes here. The camp still needs to be set up in other places. Relying solely on mosquito nets cannot ensure safety. We have to find a way to regenerate a ball of fire to drive it away. Probably no one wants to sleep with mosquitoes. There's quite a lot of vegetation on Sean's side. All of them are very suitable for being cut down to build shelters. The only problem is that it takes a bit of physical effort. Holding a machete, he kept charging upwards. After a long time, my hands will become extremely numb. The fire was also successfully lit on Noah's side. Boil the water later to replenish it. In places with high temperature and humidity, it is very important to replenish water in time. Don't wait until you suffer from dehydration and heat stroke, and it's all over. Nowadays, everyone is somewhat out of place. This is the first time in such a harsh environment. Julian's stomach twitched. When feeling unwell, one still has to build a shelter. It's estimated that there will be only about an hour before it gets dark. The mosquito net can still be used for a while when hung up. First, get the fire done and then boil the water. There are already some signs of dehydration. Such an environment is really not suitable for human beings to stay in. The shelter just needs to be a little simple. It doesn't need to be too complicated either. Just make the bed, get a support on top, and hang the mosquito net. Tonight can be passed smoothly like this. After a busy day, I can finally have a little rest. Julian just wants to go into the water to cool down now. I'm really afraid of heating myself up here. We had no choice but to let Fanny set up the shelter. The campsite looked quite nice after nightfall. I just don't know how the quality of sleep is. Fortunately, the program team provided mosquito nets. Otherwise, how could one get through the night just by relying on fire? There are all kinds of mosquitoes hanging outside. It's really disgusting to just take a second look. The mosquito net on Julian's side hasn't been set up properly. Mosquitoes keep breaking in. And because of the mosquito net, mosquitoes can't get out once they come in. Keep sticking on them. Just looking at it makes one feel itchy. It would be strange if one could fall asleep in such a situation. I fought bloody battles with mosquitoes all night. I have no idea how you manage to stay up until dawn. Sean was sleeping comfortably over there, so even setting up mosquito nets. The differences in usage among them also have an impact on the results. It's not the time to relax yet. The shelter still needs to be further optimized. At least it should be shielded from the rain. The palm trees around are about to be ruined. Noah put forward quite a few useful suggestions. The two get along very harmoniously. Julian could only go and smear the mud over there. It can protect the skin to some extent. It just doesn't taste very good. I wish I could block my nose. There's an urge to migrate to other places. He just doesn't understand why there are so many mosquitoes. I really hope someone can solve it. After the complaints, the challenges still have to go on. Fanny has good experience in building shelters. Would it be better to know how to handle it? Hope the mosquitoes can be kept out. Sean has collected almost all the materials here. The current process is going very smoothly. I never expected that the two of them would be so in sync. Keep it up like this. Is completing the challenge not a problem? It's just that there are a bit too many mosquitoes when going out. Plus, I haven't eaten anything for a whole day. Noah felt that it was a little uncomfortable. Suddenly, it seems as if something has been discovered. It turned out to be a big tarantula. It's already very good to have some protein in the wild. Sean was originally prepared to go hungry 9 times in 3 days. The moment I saw the tarantula, I immediately decided to eat it first. Nothing is happier than eating meat. It's a pity that there's only so much left after roasting. 2 people get less of 1 point. For me, it's just a taste. It's a bit like the taste of chestnuts. It's delicious, but the quantity is too small. Instead, it wakes up the craving in the stomach. It feels like one has become hungrier. After Julian readjusted the shelter, finally, the mosquito net worked. Add a fire to the side to drive it away. No more mosquitoes can get in. The quality of sleep has improved significantly. I feel much more relaxed. It would be even better if there were food to eat tomorrow. It's quite beautiful. My mental state was indeed much better when I woke up. It seems that I'm about to go hungry 9 times in 3 days. See if there is anything delicious nearby. Soothe the rumbling stomach. It's just that the water is a little turbid. The most terrifying thing is that suddenly a snake jumps out. Anyone who gets bitten will be carried away. Although I really want to catch crocodiles to eat, but it's really too dangerous. Neither of them has such ability. If it were a frog instead, Fanny is sure she can handle it. Follow the sound and explore slowly. Finally, the target was found in the corner. I won't say anything more. I'll just cut in and chat later. The problem is that everything can go wrong like this. This wilderness survival still requires more practice. Julian doesn't know what's going on either. Provoke that wasp. I was stung at least 5 or 6 times on my body. In the panic, he even threw away the knife. Fortunately, I still remember the location. If this were lost, I could really announce my return home in advance. The challenge has reached the 4th day. Encountering menstruation when surviving in the wild. It's really a nightmare for female players. Experienced ones will postpone the injection before the challenge. Noah originally thought that just enduring it would pass. I never expected to be so sad. I'm feeling so bad that my emotions are almost breaking down. Do you really want to go home, lie down, and do nothing? Sean didn't know how to comfort him either. All he could do is try to get as much food as possible. It is hoped that by weaving nets, food can be obtained to eat. Before coming, I thought my elder brother was too weak. I came to take part in the challenges twice, but failed both times. Now I feel that survival in the wild is really difficult, especially in terms of food. It's right that there are plenty of food around, but up to now, I haven't eaten anything good. Noah doesn't want this to affect the challenge. After venting their emotions, they continued to throw themselves into the challenge. Now I just want to have some meat to eat. First, satisfy your stomach. Fanny was a little dizzy from hunger. I'm afraid of suddenly falling when walking. Going hungry is not my strong suit. When can we have some protein? My body really can't take it anymore. What no one expected was, he said he was too hungry to move. Reach out and catch the food in the next second. Good grief. Fanny perked up instantly. This lizard should be sent to be roasted and eaten. It's a pity that no other prey was seen coming. However, it has also greatly improved one's mental state. In Julian's exquisite presentation, the control of the barbecue heat with Fanny. The grilled meat made is indeed good. It's still the familiar crispy chicken flavor. The two are already very satisfied with this. It would be even better if crocodiles could be caught. It's enough for 2 people to eat for a week. It's a pity that there aren't many crocodiles left alone and ashore. Noah, the main point is about fate. The challenge has reached its 7th day. They haven't got any food to eat recently. Let's first take a look at how the trap is over there. This is much more difficult than imagined. We will have to evacuate to other places in a few days. This way, the body won't be able to handle it. Noah had no choice but to explore nearby. It would be nice to have some meat to eat. Not long after he finished speaking, a venomous snake was spotted. Call Sean over immediately to solve the problem. It would be such a pity if this were wrong. If you don't look carefully, it is particularly easy to overlook walking past. Sean poked at the right moment. Although the spicy strips have been desperately trying to escape, but it was still firmly embedded in the ground. Seeing this, Noah immediately ran back to get the knife. Sean was extremely anxious. I wish my partner could fly over. when thinking that the knife could be easily taken off in the hand. Somehow the snake ran away. Good grief. Can this fail? This is the first time I have encountered such a situation. Sean was so angry that he was incoherent. There is no reason to fail. However, the fact is just so cruel. We can only hug, comfort, and encourage each other. The challenge has reached the 9th day. After worrying for so long, the heavy rain still came. Can't do anything now. Watch the flames go out little by little over there. The rain did not weaken as a result. Everyone has to face the torment of low temperature. The situation is even worse after nightfall. Even if they are stuck together, there is no way. It was so cold that one was shivering. Plus, my stomach was still growling with hunger. This is really not a place for people to come. Fortunately, it stopped at dawn. My body can still hold on. It's just that the lack of food makes it difficult for people to be interested. This is also very delicious when roasted. The most important thing now is to reignite the fire. Otherwise, one can only have sashimi with frog meat. The moment Noah saw the food, I was almost moved to tears. For the first time, I felt that protein was so important. Sean is dealing with frog meat. The fire next door has been burning for a long time. There is really too little meat. It doesn't even need to be roasted on fire. In no time, the aroma of meat was already wafting. The moment I put it in my mouth, I felt like I was about to float. It's just such a little meat. I ate it for several minutes without putting it down. The thought of moving tomorrow makes me feel exhausted. I wonder how the others are doing either. They probably won't all go home, will they? Julian and the others were caught in the rain all night. The body was shivering with cold. Just want to drink hot water quickly to warm up. They're also curious about the situation on the other side. Hope there will be more food after we meet up. Otherwise, who could bear going hungry every day? Julian didn't expect it. When dealing with firewood, arrange your own hands as well. The blood was flowing down in a rush. It's impossible not to call the doctor over. It's really tragic to get injured in the wild, if not handled properly. From now on, I won't be able to punch him with my thumb anymore. For now, we can only stop the bleeding and wait for the doctor to come. The situation is even worse than imagined. Hasn't eaten anything for several days. The body has been extremely weak. Now it's best to lie down a little longer if possible. Sean's side has begun to pack up things. They can't wait to start a new round of challenges soon. Julian can only take things as they come. It takes about 3 hours to cross the jungle. The resources over there will be more abundant. As long as their luck is not too bad, it's still possible to prepare some food to eat. Sean's elder brother collapsed before the meeting. I just need to get through this day by myself. Then he can go back and show off well. I've been here for so long and haven't had a full meal. Fortunately, the body could still hold on. Is there no problem in the journey? After Julian's finger was injured, be sure to avoid contact with dirty things. Long-term hunger made Fanny very uncomfortable. The heart has been pounding wildly there, warning. It's fine to take a break from physical fatigue. The problem is that Julian led the way off course. It is getting further and further away from the destination. Sean was also very weak over there. Observe the surroundings while traveling. It would be great if I could get some food, by the way. Fanny was on the verge of breaking down when she heard the news. I really want to lie down and have a rest. Wait until tomorrow to set off. She really wants to go home and give up. It's still 3 kilometers after walking for such a long time. Both legs have begun to tremble. It's not that I'm too weak, but it's really uncomfortable here. Let yourself and everyone go. Julian didn't give up on her partner. She has been encouraging all the time. He believes that Fanny has this ability. Sean's side has already reached the water source. It's really not easy. See such a beautiful scenery. They think this challenge is worth it. That place couldn't compare with this one before. They also found that there were crocodiles in the water. If one could be caught, it's enough for 4 people to eat for a whole week. Sean was thinking of waiting for the opposite side to come first. Let's discuss together what to do next. The problem was that no one was seen. It's a waste of time to keep waiting like this. Julian and the others are still working hard on the way. Fanny was so hungry that she felt dizzy. She could only empty her mind and follow her partner. Julian tried to encourage through words. Let Fanny concentrate a little. Sean couldn't wait any longer. Try to get some food to serve first. There are so many small fish nearby. There's no reason for them to continue going hungry. She only needs a little success now. It is certain that the challenge can be successfully completed. Suddenly, I saw someone wearing the same style of clothes come out. It was only after a brief disconnection that the two sides realized it. Isn't this just another couple? Everyone was extremely excited in an instant. It's really not easy to meet here. The things they have eaten these days. All in all, it's probably less than a rice ball in my hand. Long periods of hunger make people very uncomfortable. If you want to change the situation now, one can only place hope on those fish. Although food is very important, but the shelter still has to be set up first. It will be much faster if 4 people handle it together. After a brief discussion, the structure was determined. Start collecting materials and building immediately. I want to be able to accommodate 4 people to live together. This amount of work is definitely not small. Fortunately, Sean knows more. It developed in an orderly manner under his command. The increase in personnel has not caused any problems. They get along very harmoniously. I am confident that I can successfully complete the challenge. The roof has been made now. The situation of rain was not taken into consideration at all. Not even a fire was lit, yet it was so domineering. However, the reality was that it rained heavily that night. Rest in the rain all night. Facts have proved that people laugh when they're speechless. I really regret not having fixed the roof properly. It was with great difficulty that the rain stopped. There was no time to complain about shivering all night. How about seizing the time to take a look at the traps? Everyone needs food to fill their stomachs. It's a pity that there is nothing in the trap. I can only look at the net in my hand. This scowl was cleaner than his face. My mood was extremely irritable. The remaining people stayed in the shelter to discuss. In order not to be wet by the rain again, the best thing today is to perfect the shelter. Then when there is time, everyone goes to look for food to eat. If 4 people go catching fish together, there should be something to eat, right? Sean has finished his work and come back. Want to catch more fish. Bait must be obtained to attract the fish. He also brought back only 4 small fish. It can also boost morale a little to some extent. Light the fire immediately and barbecue. The fish is so small that even the internal organs inside haven't been dealt with. I just want to get it done quickly and put in my mouth. I didn't expect the fish to be so delicious. The more I eat, the hungrier I feel. When will such days change? It's impossible to starve until the end. After a brief taste, the shelter was immediately perfected. Wrap it inside as much as possible. Everyone focuses on the part they are responsible for. In this way, the shelter can be perfected very soon. With Sean's command, all the movements became smooth. Most of the heavy goods were handed over to Julian. The injury to the finger didn't affect the speed at all. The muscles in the body have not been exercised in vain. Through the joint efforts of everyone. Stop and have a rest every short distance. If it were an ordinary person, they would have wanted to give up long ago. I never expected that they could still hold on. It consumed quite a lot of time and energy. Finally, we arrived at the evacuation site. Look at the moment when the car is coming. Finally, I can relax a little. I really don't know where the program team found the master. Everyone is so capable of starving. Everyone can look forward to the contestants who follow. It is said to be even more explosive. Let's wait and see together. In order to win the prize money of the Wilderness Survival Challenge, the contestants didn't even spare any bugs. They also claim that these are charcoal grilled fries, and they are extremely delicious. Look at her expression. Do you believe it? I just didn't expect her to do it for roasting bullfrogs. All the shelters were set on fire. Is it really okay to celebrate like this? Hurry up and invite the director to get to know it together. Fernanda took part in the Wilderness Survival Challenge again. She is relatively adapted to life in the desert area. Once crossed the Sonoran Desert alone, one's own ability is definitely there. It's just that the previous challenges didn't go smoothly. The partner left on the 8th day. Most of the time, I faced it alone. I hope this partner can stay with me until the end. I've claimed to be the last Viking. Survival in the wild is as simple as breathing. Show off your skills well in front of the camera. Look at how he eats and drinks well by hunting. He can't wait to take on the challenge. It sounds extremely impressive. It's just that the environment here is not familiar. Are you sure you can really overcome the challenge? Fernanda has taken part in the challenge. Knowing is not something that an ordinary person can handle. One must always maintain this humble state of mind. Soon the two successfully met up. I didn't expect that his partner was participating for the second time. I admire this very much myself. Fernandez saw that I didn't seem very intelligent. I wonder if the challenge will go smoothly. Let's first see what tools the contestants have brought. Fernanda is still that familiar machete. Hope this can bring good luck. I've, on the other hand, brought fishing tools. He is confident that he can fill his stomach here. In addition to the tools brought, the program team provided additional pots and igniters to prevent the contestants from being eliminated early due to their poor performance. Now, bypass the rocks and head to the camp. There are many cliffs here that require a detour. There are quite a few dangers lurking in the jungle. I don't know if the contestants have signed their insurance policies. Now, they have to overcome the dual threats of weather and biology. Try to endure as completely as possible until the end day. If they have a climbing rope to go up, there is no need to waste time taking a detour there. I wasn't even interested in how tired he would be next. I was full of confidence in myself. The surrounding plants are covered with thorns. Every step taken is a test of the skin on the feet. I'm already quite satisfied to be able to avoid the red. This minor difficulty was considered okay by the two of them, walking over slowly, chatting and laughing. The environment here is a little strange to them. Fortunately, Fernanda knows a lot of plants. Some will cause allergies at the slightest touch. Try to take a detour away from them as much as possible. This also led to a significant increase in the distance. It could have been arrived in an hour originally. I was forced to be walked away by them for 2.5 hours. The body was extremely tired. There's a water source not far ahead. To save time and energy, we can't take a detour there anymore. Enter directly into the rock area. Fortunately, the two of them just managed to squeeze in. Plus, there are no overly complicated circuits here. Soon they passed through the rock area smoothly. Fernanda was extremely excited the moment she saw the water.
We got water!
As long as the shelter at the back is set up, she feels that she has one half of the challenge. The two have different opinions on a shelter. Fernanda thinks the more exquisite, the better. I've thought that being habitable was already good enough. After some discussion between the two, it was decided to adopt a sloping camp. It is covered with leaves on top for waterproofing. I was very satisfied with the environment here. It is particularly suitable for long-term living. One can tell at a glance that there are many fish in this pond. He is confident that he can fill his stomach. In order to set up the shelter, a lot of effort has been put into it. The temperature at night will drop a lot. Light the fire in advance. Bring some water over later, boil it, and drink it. Fortunately, I've helped with the felling and transportation. I originally thought everything would go smoothly. If there are no unexpected circumstances, something unexpected is coming. Why didn't Fernanda ever think of that? Cutting down a tree can cut off one's foot. This knife technique is indeed something. A little further in, the tendon will break. Call the doctor to come and have a look right away. It's only the first day, and I got injured. It's hard to imagine what will be encountered later. The doctor didn't think the problem was very big. It'll be fine after 3 stitches. Just be careful not to get the wound infected. Try not to do vigorous exercise. Good grief. We got into a dire situation right from the start. All the pressure is on Ive. Hope Fernanda will get better. It feels nice to lie on the leaves at night. As long as there are no snakes, that's fine. It seems as if something has been passing by. They were so scared that they dared not fall asleep at all. On closer inspection, it looks like a bobcat. It's even more impossible to sleep now. Hardly slept all night. The mental states of the two were very poor. Fernanda has taken part in the challenge. It is very clear about the importance of sleep. One can only explore nearby. Hope to find something useful. I found that there were a bit too many spider webs here. It would be bad if bitten suddenly. Only moss can be used for a while. Fernanda had difficulty getting up after her leg was injured. She doesn't want to win by relying on her partner. I also try my best to do some work myself. Try to make some tree bark into a rope. This way, it is more resilient when rubbed. Then use this to fix the wound. The effect is good. Now I can walk. I was still addicted to collecting moss. He thought that in this way, he would surely have a good sleep. 4 survival challenges in the wild. I'm not worried at all. The prerequisite is to get enough sleep every night. Otherwise, there won't be any energy to work. It only began to rain at night. The temperature has dropped quite rapidly. It couldn't be resisted by a fire alone. From time to time, raindrops fall. We still need to find some time to perfect the roof. It seems that there is no need to expect to fall asleep tonight. The rain keeps falling without stopping. They could only be trapped in the shelter. The body can still hold out with difficulty. Fortunately, the rain stopped in the afternoon. They still have time to collect materials. First, optimize and upgrade the shelter. Try your best to prevent the rain from coming in again. It would be even better if food could be encountered when collecting. I was so hungry that he was somewhat questioning life. I must catch a fish to eat later. The best way not to get wet. Just fill in the other side as well. In this way, the rainwater will be diverted. The space inside them is larger. Stock up on more firewood then. Even if the heavy rain keeps falling, I'm not afraid. The idea is quite good. The problem rain comes suddenly. There is not much time left for them to prepare. I often have to take shelter from the rain after working for a while. It greatly affects their survival rhythm. No matter what, it's time to start preparing the food. It has been raining these days. The pond has now become extremely muddy. It's completely unsuitable for fishing. I felt that the fishing gear was white. If only I had come fishing from the very beginning. We have to find other foods. The challenge has reached its 7th day. Ive's physical condition is getting worse and worse. It's not as arrogant as when it first arrived. He still underestimated the environment here. If I could get some food to eat, perhaps one can still pick oneself up again. Now I can only rely on Fernanda to look for food, based on her many years of experience in survival. There's a chance to stop the fish by setting up a fence here. Just lift the stones up directly on the spot. This is not easy to handle. Hope I can really catch some fish. I've originally intended to help, but I feel dizzy as soon as I stand up. This state is really not right. Although I really want to finish the work together quickly, but I really have no energy to go down and help. Fernanda knew that her partner was not feeling well. She thought she could handle it. Let the partner go back and have a good rest. However, I was very touched in his heart. It's just that he doesn't want to go on like this. Rather than being a burden to the team, it's better to go home early and lie down or rest. Fernanda didn't expect that I've wanted to leave. Good grief. Where did the program team find the people? Why do I always have to take on challenges alone? She was not in the mood to continue comforting. Since I wants to quit the challenge, then leave quickly. Anyway, I'm already used to surviving alone in the wild. In fact, as long as you get through the first week, the days ahead will get better. Unfortunately, most people couldn't hold on. How loudly did I speak when he came? How quiet it is now. It's unknown whether Fernanda can complete the challenge again. Fortunately, I've had set up the shelter before leaving. At least there's a large space for oneself to rest. The remaining days need to be well planned. A thunderclap outside interrupted my train of thought. If it rains every day later, it seems that she has no way to solve it either. We can only take things one step at a time. The challenge has reached the 9th day. After Fernanda lost her partner, it's so cold that one shivers in the rain. It's really too bad if you don't want to quit the challenge like this. One has to collect more food while going out. Even if there could be some bugs, that would be nice. It's quite perfect if it's this big one. Heat it directly in the pot. It smells a little bad, putting the discomfort in his mouth with great force. Fernanda was almost moved to tears. What merit or ability do I have to enjoy such delicious food? I really want to take it back and share it. The challenge has reached the 12th day. When the water level in the pond drops, you can see what's edible. Fernanda was quite lucky. I found crayfish as soon as I arrived. She wants to attract by bait, but the effect is not very good. I can't catch it directly with my bare hands either. I've been groping around the pond these past few days. There must be food in the water, just not very willing to come. The body is getting weaker day by day. There was at least some food for the last challenge. Now I'll be happy for a long time if a little bug comes. At night, the sounds of cows and frogs could be heard nearby. Perhaps a try can be given. Anyway, it's precious protein. The challenge has reached the 15th day. Fernanda set her target on the bullfrog. They are more flexible than imagined. The person slipped away before arriving. It really made her laugh. The food is clearly in the pool. She just couldn't catch it. The stomach kept rumbling. I was so hungry that I was nodding and feeling dizzy. If this goes on, the body surely won't be able to hold on. What would you do if it were you? The challenge has reached the 19th day. Fernanda was extremely tired. It seems that the day of evacuation is approaching. I've only eaten a few worms these days. By the way, I got some leaves nearby to make tea. It can also provide a little nutrition to some extent. Most of the time, it is satisfied by drinking water. It's really not an ordinary person who can come to take part in the challenge. I felt extremely uncomfortable after being hungry for a long time. The contestants got used to going hungry for a long time instead. Is there anything else edible nearby? Only bullfrogs are relatively common. They move relatively slowly at night. Fernanda decided to take a risk. A spear was prepared in advance. The sharp parts are used for hunting. The other one can be used as a torch. She thinks she is really very smart. Take action when night falls. First, light the torch to look for prey. Bullfrogs are too cold to move at night. Fernanda seized the opportunity and plunged hard. I never thought I could escape like this. There are many problems. Anyway, the temperature is low at night and the bullfrogs don't move fast. At worst, just try a few more times. After her efforts, she finally caught the bullfrog. I'm in an extremely good mood. I really want to chew it up in one bite. It's not the time to be happy yet. Hurry up and take it back to roast it. Probably no one expected it. Fernanda's shelter was lit up to celebrate. It's especially festive and lively. The only thing to be glad about is the fire didn't spread to other places. She had no way to put this out. Watch it burn out slowly. Now one can only spend the night under the stones. It's better to be able to evacuate in just a few days. It's okay to make do for a while. Hurry up and get the bullfrogs ready. Transform grief and anger into appetite. Eat the grilled meat in big mouthfuls. Unconsciously, the last day has arrived. Fernanda felt that it was really not easy for her. If there were no fire, she can have a good sleep to face the evacuation. I really don't have much energy now. There is no time to linger on the past. Hurry to the evacuation point and go home. Just walk along the river. It's about 4 kilometers to the canyon. Then climb to the plain below. This challenge can be regarded as completed. Starving for a long time without food replenishment. This leads to having to rest every short distance. I'm really afraid of suddenly losing consciousness and fainting, so she would rather walk slowly and have more rest. Nor will they be in a hurry to evacuate and go home. She didn't want to step on the venomous snake either. No matter how hard we tried, we couldn't guard against the thorns. It feels like no meat can be left out. It was not easy to reach the rock wall area. I got a little injured by accident earlier. If you fall here, you could be buried directly. Fernanda found a crack and went down. I also admire the arrangement of the program team. I'm really curious how they found it. If it weren't for the leg injury, she will travel through it faster. The plane not far ahead is the evacuation point. The moment I saw the car arrive, Fernanda was finally able to breathe a sigh of relief. Complete the challenge alone for the second time. The program team can consider arranging more intense challenges. I just don't know if her partner can accompany her throughout the whole process. Let's look forward to the challenges that follow together. The recipe for survival in the wild has always been a mystery. I thought the turtle soup was nourishing enough. I didn't expect there to be a master. It's no problem to just grab the rock dragon with your bare hands. Just by looking at the color, You can tell it's not simple. They took it here and roasted it to a charred color. Don't be fooled by the blackness. It's hard to swallow, but their expressions have said everything. I wonder if it's really that delicious. Omar participated in the Wilderness Survival Challenge again. That was very exciting. The environment here is very similar to that in my hometown. I feel that I have one half of the game. Deep down, there was a mixture of nervousness and a hint of anticipation. Hope everything goes smoothly. Omar has reached the starting point. It's time to show off the fat one has accumulated. Before coming here, I heard that there were quite a few snakes around. There's a chance to reward oneself with a big meal. The score based on the last performance was not very high, and John was still worried about the need for a hug at night. He is very loyal to his girlfriend. I don't mind if the program team tests some beautiful women. After all, the challenge has been accomplished. Expectations are sure to increase significantly. The moment John saw Omar, the heart is about to break into several pieces. I don't really want to hug a big shot at night. Interestingly, he has watched the partner challenge. It's really just a lot of tears. I once lay in bed for several months due to a car accident. From then on, did he feel there was nothing to be afraid of? Omar thinks the male partner is quite good. What's really the problem? It can be solved in a man's way. The second participation brings more targeted content. Mosquito nets can enable them to have a good sleep. It's just that the program team didn't provide a firearm. You have to figure out a way to rub the fire by yourself. Follow the map instructions to the big tree. Anyway, there's no need to worry about getting lost when going downstream. It can be regarded as a small gift from the program team to them. John still thinks the female partner is good, at least not worried about being beaten. Hope we can get along well together. Omar was quite satisfied with this arrangement. The smiles at the corners of participated in the challenge. Last time I came here, I was completely unprepared. It almost relies on the partner to exert force there. Although I did help myself, but everyone thought she won without much effort. The father also hopes that Maru can prove herself. So she came to take part in the challenge again. 21 days is not something you can win by lying down. Most of the things one fears are here. There is no doubt that Maru is playing with reality. Go and get the toolkit first. She was a little curious about where her partner had gone. I'm going to wait here myself. Let's go and explore first. Fortunately, I didn't dwell on it for too long. Just then, Omar's voice was heard. They didn't expect to see beautiful women in the wild. John felt that he had scolded too early. The program team is quite sensible. The three successfully joined together. Maru brought tape, as she did last time, with the help of a firearm. There is no problem at all in making a fire. Omar is very familiar with Maru. Watch her live stream every night. The content inside is explosive. Don't get it wrong. It's just to learn wilderness survival skills. All of them are fans participating in the challenge for the second time. Do you all think they can survive the 21 days? Now I need to go along the river to the big tree. Floods will break out here during the rainy season. Therefore, special attention should be paid to the location selection of the campsite. As for the food, it's not that bad. It all depends on whether everyone dares to go. The biggest problem should be mosquitoes. Be careful. What disease have you contracted? At present, the water level is still within the acceptable range. I was just a little worried when I heard the thunder. Suddenly it began to rain and the current was very rapid. They could only go ashore and set off first. Fortunately, the rain didn't last long, but still tortured them terribly. The temptation to get wet was staged right from the start. Advise the program team to check the weather forecast before starting the challenge. It really exhausted them. This side looks similar to a map. It's better to camp as high as possible. After a short break, continue moving forward. John is very worried that there will be a flash flood. Rather walk a little longer than stay together. It's just that the road is full of thorns everywhere. The pain made them wailing like ghosts and wolves. Maru sounded quite speechless. Fortunately, the destination is not far away. Otherwise, the ears will be tortured to death. She really wants to build a small wooden house. After all, coming to take on the challenge is bound to lead to hunger. Only by setting up the shelter well. Only in this way can they have more rest to conserve their energy. In fact, It doesn't matter what you build. As long as the mosquitoes can be kept away, that's fine. Besides having to finish the shelter before it rains. The dry firewood also needs to be collected. See if the fire can be lit. Otherwise, one would surely shiver with cold at night. The back hurts like a tear. One can only stretch more and slow down. The feeling is not wrong. There is indeed something wrong with his old back. Standing hurts, but lying down hurts even more. All the work is left for others to do. Rather than doing nothing, it's better to take a chance. When seeing the river, one thinks of catching fish. They all succeeded in previous challenges. I'm very confident that I can get something to eat. Seal the opening first. It will be much easier to catch fish then. The principle of this fish basket is similar. Once you squeeze in, you can't get out. Unfortunately, the sky was not cooperative and thunder rumbled again. This is not the time to catch fish. We have to hurry back to improve the roof. It's already raining a little. The ground began to become slippery easily. It tortured Omar's old back to pieces. No one knows what's wrong with him. Anyway, my back hurts very much. All I could think about was going back to the shelter and lying there. The consolation from others was of no use. Omar came back and lay still. John didn't pay any attention to what he said. He just lay there motionless. Getting injured in the wild particularly affects one's mood. You should know that it's only the second day. What should Omar do next? There are no medicinal herbs available nearby either. He could only rely on himself to hold on. Maru saw her partner fall to the ground and not get up. I thought of my father lying in the hospital bed. It must have been even more uncomfortable than Omar at that time. I'm also a little eager to go home. It rained heavily again after nightfall. One person is lacking to look after the fire. The pressure has become extremely high. Can they really hold on until the end? The challenge has reached the third day. Omar didn't expect that he would be so miserable. Father hopes that Maru can constantly break through the limits. Stay longer in survival in the wild. She said these not to make excuses. Just want to go home and visit my family. Hope the partners can be a little stronger. Everyone is shouldering a lot of pressure. Strive to overcome and defeat it. John quite agreed with that. He once had a car accident and lay in a hospital. I understand Maru's concern very well. At that time, everyone said that John wouldn't live to be discharged from the hospital. But with the encouragement of the family, I stood up again by myself. Challenges can be participated in many times. Some things, once missed, will never come again. Hope Omar can also do his best. He mentally prepared to take on the challenge alone. The challenge has reached the fourth day. It's rare that Omar is feeling a little better. The two can go and check the condition of the fish cage. It's really necessary to have some food to replenish energy. The two were quite lucky. As soon as they arrived, they found a turtle. This is quite nourishing when used to make soup. It's a pity that there isn't much meat in it. It's been too long since I last smelled the aroma of meat. I really want to make myself so confused. Omar swore that this chicken was the best he had ever eaten. Good grief. It's true that everything tastes like chicken. It would be great if there could be a few more. I dare not say that I can definitely take on the challenge, but at least one can hold on for a few more days. It's a pity that Maru isn't here. I really wish she could have a taste too. I don't know if it's because the meat is too fragrant. There are particularly many mosquitoes after nightfall. Most of the time, engage in hand-to-hand combat with them. For a small part of the time, it's just giving up resisting and getting bitten. I have no idea why this is the case at all. The mosquito net in front is quite useful. Why did Maru lose its effectiveness as soon as she left? It was not easy to hold on until dawn. There were quite a few more wounds on the body. I really regarded them as a buffet. Omar was so itchy that he wanted to cut his flesh apart. John hardly slept at all, although the mental state is not good. But one still has to explore in the jungle. Looking at Omar lying still, I've tried to persuade and scold myself. Anyway, Omar just wouldn't move. He just wants to lie down and keep sleeping for a while. It's really not being lazy or making excuses, but I'm really tired and don't want to talk. Perhaps it's time to quit the challenge and go home to rest. John didn't give up his partner. Try to find more food. It can make Omar get better. I originally just wanted to deal with palm cores. I didn't expect to find nuts there. Anyway, take as much as you can. These packed up are enough for 2 people to eat. During the collection process, mosquitoes kept buzzing in my ears. I really want to set a fire on myself. Let's take some food back to eat first. Omar felt energetic the moment he heard there was food. It's just about helping to pry open the shell. It should be no problem for oneself. Pick up the stone and throw it at the tip. Take the fruit easily. I'm tired, either very tired or feeling uncomfortable with my back bent. And this process will consume a lot of time and energy. Roast the fruits in the fire. It smells as inviting as popcorn. It's just that Omar hasn't improved. I've been holding on there all along. Although willpower is very important in survival in the wild. But one cannot ignore the warnings on oneself either. I'm really afraid that one day he won't wake up again. It began to rain at night. The temperature keeps dropping. It would be better to be bitten by mosquitoes, nor do I want to shiver with cold. And in order to stabilize the heat of the flame, the consumption of firewood has increased exponentially. The most terrifying thing is that it keeps raining nonstop. Give them no chance to go out and collect firewood at all. Now the shelter is just like an ice storage. Lying in there, sooner or later you'll freeze into a muggle. Although the scene of men embracing each other is hard to break, but it's still better than having problems due to hypothermia. We managed to hold on until dawn by relying on each other's warmth. It's just that the rain keeps falling. The fire has long been extinguished. Give them no chance to make a fire at all. The shelter here is just like a puddle. From time it's back. This is even worse now. Fortunately, John was able to hold it off. But how long can this last? Trees have to be cut down quickly to improve the shelter. With the joint efforts of the two, they finally managed to fix it. The challenge has reached the 8th day. The water level has risen quite a lot. Omar was very painful when he was soaked in water. Interestingly, he doesn't feel hungry at all. Sometimes I even feel my stomach is bloated. Good grief. You really take the northwest wind as your food. And John was reinforcing the shelter there, mainly because the camp was expanded at the very beginning. The process of improvement is quite tiring. Moreover, a flame is needed for warmth at night. What no one expected was, there are still contestants coming at this time. Danny feels very lucky. Joined the team temporarily to take part in the challenge. It's just about staying for 14 days. I'm confident that I can take it directly. I usually lead a rather wild life. Anyway, wherever there is danger, she is there. I'm not worried about going hungry myself. On the contrary, mosquitoes have a greater impact on people's mentality. A pot and fishing tools have been prepared. Now we're going to meet up at John's place. Can Danny's joining change the situation? Let's continue watching together. For her, being completely naked in the jungle. That was quite novel and interesting. After being washed by the heavy rain, the situation on the ground is very bad. It took quite a lot of time to get here at the camp. John and the Omar were both stunned. There will still be new people joining this challenge. The team atmosphere improved instantly. Their first impression of Danny. That must mean being particularly hungry. It feels like eating some insects can complete the challenge. John thinks that 21 days and 14 days are very different, especially when Maru withdrew and Omar got injured. The pressure on myself is just too great. Now, see Danny bringing fishing gear. I am confident that I can complete the challenge. Omar saw the new people join. The whole person was extremely excited. Even making a fire can be done easily. Is this the inspiration brought by newcomers? Danny threw himself into the work soon. I have quite a bit of energy since I just arrived. Do as much work as possible for the team. They just lay there resting and looking at Danny. The smile at the corner of the mouth was almost uncontrollable. I wish it could last until the end. Of course, it's just a thought. Of course, after having a good rest, we have to work hard on the infrastructure together. I saw someone lying next door at night. John was in a very good mood. Omar even made eye contact with Danny directly. Good grief. They are probably too excited to sleep tonight. One can only turn to the other side to avoid embarrassment. The challenge has reached the 9th day. With Danny's joining, the team was experiencing a second spring. Be more actively engaged in the search for food. I don't know if the fish here are too cunning. It's still because they don't cooperate well enough. After being busy for so long, there are only 2 small fish left. John thought it was already very wonderful, thanks to Danny's joining. Otherwise, Omar would have to cry on the ground hungry by himself. Small fish soup also has a unique flavor. Don't be fooled by the fact that there isn't much meat. I originally thought that it would be fine as long as it was set up here. Unexpectedly, the mosquitoes launched an attack in advance and burgled inside. Now we can only carry out the extermination within this area. Obvious red dots have appeared on Danny's body. I believe there will be more and more wounds in the future. The situation got worse after nightfall. It feels like taking a big breath can catch mosquitoes. There's hardly any intact skin on the body. I really want to peel it off to relieve the itch. Fortunately, the shelter was reinforced in advance. Otherwise, the main task next is to find something to eat. It's still a long distance from here to the evacuation point. It is definitely necessary to have food to fill one's stomach. Omar is not as positive as Danny was when he came. Lie on the ground and rest whenever you have free time. I'm really afraid that one day I'll never wake up again. Does Danny know that he has hardly eaten any food? If this continues, it might last until the end. But going back will definitely require a long period of treatment. Do you all think it's worth it for Omar to take on the challenge? I wonder what others think. Anyway, John doesn't want to lose his teammates anymore. Constantly comforting and encouraging in the shelter. Winning without effort at all. I've been doing my best to help the team. The challenge has reached the 16th day. Before, some small fish could still be seen coming out. Now the water level is rising, and it's more difficult to catch fish to eat. I originally intended to prepare some nuts. I didn't expect that a lizard would come to visit. I've decided to eat you tonight. Danny was just about to start. The lizards have already disappeared. My mood instantly dropped significantly. Go back to the camp and lie down slowly. She never dreamed that there would be door-to-door delivery. I haven't even seen clearly yet. Danny had already rushed forward and caught it. On closer inspection, it turned out to be Sherlongsy. The nutritional value is quite high. She doesn't know which variety it is either. Anyway, having meat to eat is enough. Omar came back and saw food to eat. In an instant, I felt that Danny was shining. I hope there will be a dozen teammates like this. Has anyone ever eaten roasted stone dragon nuts? This is the first time for Omar to eat. It smells quite nice. Put it in your mouth resolutely and taste it carefully. For them, it's fine as long as they can eat. Anyway, after roasting, it's all crispy chicken flavor. Thank you to the program team for arranging Danny to join the team. Otherwise, Omar would surely have held on and gone home first. It saw that the end of the challenge was getting closer and closer. Team relationships are getting better. There is a brief communication every night. Everyone is in a good mood. It's just consciously. The day of evacuation has arrived. Although everyone is in a rather excited mood. But crossing the jungle is really tiring. You are sure to encounter thorns and mosquitoes on the way. Be careful, and you can still handle it. I'm just afraid that my body won't be able to hold on and I'll fall down. By then, I'm afraid I'll have to climb to the finish line no matter how hard I try. Head towards the mountain first. After reaching the highest point, you can enter the jungle. Everyone was trying their best with all their might. As long as it's not bitten by a venomous snake, it's fine. Anyway, it's just about walking on the thorns while crying out in pain. The situation was even worse after reaching the top of the mountain. Every step I take will be bitten by an ant. Danny could only speed up partially to avoid being bitten more. Even if the skin on the feet is thick, it can't prevent thorns. Omar also experienced cramps in his left foot. It seems that the progress is about to come to an end. I hurried to help them speed up the process. It won't be long before we arrive at the car road. The carriage of the program team also arrived on time. Congratulations to them on successfully taking on the challenge. Another group of starving experts have been trained. I wonder who else wants to suffer later. Let's wait and see together. This woman says she can conquer the wild with her hands alone. I only caught one small fish the whole way. You heard me right. That's the little one. You know, you feed it to a dog and you hate it. 9 meal ability to starve. No wonder you dare to use your hands to achieve your dreams. Mandy is definitely the most special female player. If I can complete this challenge, package is making show history. Mandy's not like the other contestants. It had to be amputated because of an accident. I don't mean to look down upon myself. People don't dare to challenge us. Here comes the woman without legs. Whatever the challenge, I have a lot of respect for Mandy's courage. Don't expect to be able to complete the challenge. I hope I make a good memory here. Mandy was impressed with Johnny. At least he knows to crouch down and talk. And he didn't ask why the partner was the way he was. Give yourself plenty of respect. After a brief exchange, start checking the equipment you brought. Machetes, fishers, fire beaters, and pots. To meet the most basic needs of wilderness survival. The next question is, how do you make it through the 21 days? As shown on the map, ask for water from the north side. Traveling through the Belize rainforest is not easy. It's just a rainy season. Mosquitoes and humidity are always with you. There are all kinds of bugs on the ground. Mandy needs direct contact with the ground, more likely to be bitten than normal. It would be terrible to catch a disease. Johnny was out ahead, sniffing out the danger. Mandy's in the back, trying to catch up, except a little slower. You can see that she has real power, as long as it keeps the injuries down there from getting infected. She's just like any other person. It would be nice to have something to protect it from, like a swarm of ants passing by right now. Mandy wasn't going to ask for help, but Johnny was very enthusiastic. I hope my partner is safe. Now get down and let Mandy up. The sense of security suddenly filled. Successfully navigated an ant-infested area. Mandy was grateful for her partner's help. She's stronger than the average person. More and more feel that two people work together. Maybe you can actually meet the challenge. But there are a lot of ants here. And the pleasure of rehydrating. Two are getting along better and better. Actually, I was just drugged on a date. Stay on the train tracks. I woke up like this. Johnny didn't expect such a twist. It's hard to imagine how these 10 years have gone. Mandy was worried about her partner's mood before she got here. It seems like the best arrangement right now. Just when I thought everything was going to be okay. Unexpectedly, there was a heavy rainstorm that night. They don't even have roofs. I had to hide under the trees. It was freezing all night. I barely made it to dawn. The fire is long gone. Worst of all, the surrounding material is wet. It's just a taste of nature. As long as there's no reaction. Drink till the end of the challenge. Both are feeling much better now. I'm glad Mandy was there. Johnny would still be digging that well. I mean, there's a real argument for this. Now I need to find a way to hold the shelter up. The simplest is the A-frame. As long as there's enough material to build it. The bed was as it was. Just a new layer of palm leaves. Are we sure this is going to keep us out of the rain? The challenge came on day 3. Everything's fine as long as it's not raining. Now the stomach that is hungry, thunder. Check the neighborhood for food. Even a few plants. There are palm cores to eat when you walk in. Just cut it open. It's just a little bit hot on the tongue. I don't know if Mandy likes it. It's the right thing to take back. Suddenly things feel more and more wrong. Johnny can barely swallow. Looks like there's a swarm of ants messing around in there. This is obviously not edible palm cores. Without calling the doctor. You have to do it on your own. Mandy has some sad news for Johnny. It's not a palm core. It's an elephant root. Its liquid is harmful to people. You can even suffocate if you don't handle it properly. Johnny didn't expect such bad luck. No wonder nobody eats it down there. If he doesn't make it, can Mandy handle the challenge alone? The challenge was even worse than expected. Experienced people encounter uncertain foods. That's where you put your lips to test. Looks like Johnny's field experience isn't working. I need more advice from Mandy. Especially be careful what you eat. Another heavy rain is about to fall. The air pressure drops before every rain, causing severe pain in both legs. Johnny had to take care of the shelter. You're not going to be able to sleep at night. Still underestimated the heavy rain at night. Water was dripping from it. There's no fire to warm you up. Mandy's got blisters on her hands. I still couldn't get the fire started. The two could only embrace each other to keep warm. Barely enough to last till dawn. It's still raining outside. The fire can never be expected to build. We can only collect more palm leaves to perfect the shelter. Try your best to adapt to the environment. The challenge is on its 7th day. It was a rare sunny day. There's a chance we can gather enough firewood. Try to get the fire started today. It's just like you imagined. I don't want to talk at all. I guess we'll just have to make snail soup. Johnny's never had one in his whole life. It looks good. There's not much meat in it. I can't describe the taste. It just goes down. It's a bit of a recovery. The challenge is on its 9th day. They have grown accustomed to starvation. A little fruit on the hour every day will help. When Mandy thought it was just another normal day, Snake came to the door and tried to feed. Get Johnny over here right away. Why are you so young? Johnny keeps lifting things up and looking for them. I have no idea where the snake is. There is no way to find it now. I just hope we don't join the party tonight. Mosquitoes become active at night after the rain stops. The buzz never stops. Instead, it attracts the surrounding mosquitoes. A little sleep tonight would be nice. Day 10 of the challenge. Mandy had mosquito bites all over her body. Johnny has more body area on this side. Took most of the fire. Sleepless nights in a row. All I can think of now is to make the fire hotter. Trying to cloud the shelter with smoke. Whether it worked or not is unclear. I knew they hadn't eaten in a long time. Mandy's gut feels pretty bad. Coupled with low mood, phantom limb relapse. Both legs are getting sore, but she's still trying to keep going. Do your best to make your life better. We've been in a bad mood for a long time. Don't want to make your partner more anxious. Every time Johnny watches Mandy sweat, offered to carry her to her destination. Although sometimes they put people in bad places. But it's a lot better than most people. Mandy felt like she was dragging the team down. All I can hope for is Johnny. Just see when you catch a fish. Otherwise, eating snails would be too painful. I kind of want to give up the challenge. Johnny doesn't know what to say, does he? Can only sit back and comfort. Things are bad enough as they are. There's not much in the belly to begin with. If you throw up like that, your body will be even weaker. And so came the 17th day. There's too much smoke in the shelter. And thanks to Johnny for all his help. This is a challenge that no one can surpass. Unless Mandy's still in the challenge. I wonder what other great gods will take part in the challenge. Let's wait and see.